Welcome, everybody, to the third ever edition of Rocket League's Open Demolition, brought to you by Intel Gamer Days. This is going to be an exciting one because, as has been tradition for this event, I always get a new co-caster. First, it was a Bullet, then it was Adam Roland, and this time we got Gex actually in the XP studio.
Yeah, made my way down earlier today. It's an awesome spot here. Really, really cool to be here.
Yeah, it is a super sweet place, so do come by and check it out if you're ever in the Brisbane area. But more importantly than that, there's also some crazy deals happening right now at the Intel Gamer Days. They're having a festival of deals, in fact.
Ooh, like that.
Yeah.
Get me some deals as well.
Yeah, exactly. All sorts of deals. So do check out the Intel Gamer Days. Again, this is one of many sort of esports events that is happening right now. We set up a little bit of an open Rocket League competition, as has been tradition here in XP this time of year, where we always see some weird results. As it's in the offseason, we always get some new strange teams, some new lineups being trialed. And our matchup is going to be a prime example of that because we have two teams, RLCS caliber, but lineups that we've never really seen play together before.
Yeah, strange day as well. We've already seen some matches that are way closer than I was expecting as well. So looking forward to some very, very exciting stuff on stream.
I think we will have a chance to go over the bracket after our first game. I'm going to say after our first game because guess what? I'm just going to say right now, we're going to get straight into it. This is our winner's bracket final, by the way, with DBB taking on the Kamiitics. I don't know. It has Kami on the team.
Yeah. Hey guys, it's Flash.
It has Kami on the team.
We're back again with another Rocket League cinema video.
That's what I'm going with.
This time,
we'll do that. Yeah. We'll go with that one. They're going to be on the blue side. It's Kami, Sprat, and Lunar taking them on. It is going to be DBB, which is Fiber, Vortex, and Zen, which is always going to be a fun team. I mean, you have the reuniting of Fiber and Zen. Once again, Vortex has been one of the more mechanical and more explosive offensive players to watch in the past, particularly when they were playing on Team Bliss, which also happened to be with Zen. So we've kind of like mashed Direwolves and Bliss together, with Zen being the glue.
Yeah, I think all of the full rosters have been pretty interesting coming into this, and obviously this is probably one of the more stacked as far as just a set roster goes. So I think we're looking at some pretty hot stuff coming out of either of these teams, really.
Yeah, I mean, if you were to ask me which team I think is kind of more favored coming into this, I would lean to DBB. That said, Kami, fresh off of Worlds, part of the Renegades lineup, obviously, and they were the team that got the closest, I would say, to having, big-time success. They did make it to the main event. It was a top 16 performance, so hats off to them. Obviously, the future of that team still a little unknown to the public eye. CJ announces their retirement. Where's Kami going to go? And right now, it's kind of team up with the fellow Kiwi and Sprat, throw Lunar, who's always around, and you got yourself a team.
I mean, all three of these players turned up as top 4 at some point in the last season. So, pretty stacked roster here. I gotta go towards Kamiitics as long as they can team up here. But Vortexios is saying no, and straight away comes away with that goal. 3:36 on the board before the first point comes out there.
Yep, that didn't take long. And it was right when you said you liked the Kamiitics to win this.
I know. Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's just the sheer mechanical firepower that's on the DBB side, I think, is something we're going to be looking out for. So whenever we see an orange card being given space, being given opportunity to make a play happen, you have to think they're going to go for something special, whereas for the Kamiitics, Lunar, yes, can be that mechanical monster. Kami was pretty much renowned for being, the best third man in the region while playing on the Renegades. Sprat, I'm still going to try to figure out where they fit in. Sprat's kind of been on and off competitive for a little while. It's been sometimes on a bubble team, sometimes a little bit struggling.
No.
I don't know where they're meant to be. As Kami, people always forget that double touch is always a threat.
I mean, Kami knows where he's supposed to be, right in front of net scoring, apparently. I feel like this is right where Kami belongs, though. He's been really, really going hard lately, and he's got something to prove with a new roster, inevitable, going into the next season. So coming up with these guys here, new roster right this second, that's a good result.
Yeah, I'd be super curious to see if this is, actually going to be a future team in that regards. Is this something that we are going to constantly see? Just 1 second. We're just going to try to get that camera shake. I don't know why that was on. Apologies for the menu on screen, but sacrifices must be made. We didn't miss a goal. Yeah, it is going to be a situation with camera shake has thrown me off. It's like we just walked through an earthquake.
You've already got Twitch chat going off.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Yeah,
they're all over it. But they are thankful too. So yeah, appreciation's always good. Oh, Luna with an opportunity missed quite dramatically there, but Kami's still under it.
I will go out to California. All right, like I thought we left that part of my history behind me, but no. What I was trying to get at though with this Kami team, I don't know how strong this lineup could be, and maybe I'm downplaying the others. Because Sprat and Lunar each have had top 4 appearances in RLCS regionals in the past, so it's not like these are 2 slouches. They've just sort of never been known as being, the big stand-up star player on the teams that they were on. And neither has really been Kami, even though Kami's team has had more success. So this team, maybe, if this lineup sticks together, could be a bit of a sleeper.
That is Kami? Well, I'm pretty sure I saw some, MVP results for Kami at times.
So,
that was...
And I will straight up admit, too, 2020, I was calling Kami the best player in the region. But... That's because I valued that third-man play style at the time. It's not the flashiest play style unless Kami's going for those patented double touches, as Lunar goes for one as well. I'm not quite able to hit that in. But, look at what Renegades became, right? Everyone knows CJ as a streaming personality. Everyone knows Fever as being, I'm going to draw all the pressure and still find goals. Kami was just the third man. A really great third man, but not the one getting the highlight plays. And I feel like this Kamiitics team is kind of that team of players outside of Lunar who, doesn't always make the flashiest play, but will still find ways to win.
Lunar, the man, right in behind it there as well, but it's going to get away from him. Kami as well. There is a good shot here for DBB, and Fiber's going to take it.
That is a good shot out of Fiber right there. Just got absolutely all of it. It was an awkward touch, actually, from Kami just because of the positioning of where the rest of the team was. Both Sprat and Lunar rotating back in the goal. So even though it was a good center, there was no one to challenge Fiber, and the end result is a clean goal.
Look, both the scoreline right now, and you are starting to convince me here. I see your point. Kamiitics is kind of made out of the third man players a lot of the time here. So
with the exception of Lunar.
Yeah, with the exception of Lunar. So as long as they can kind of bring that together right, I still think they're a good chance here. But they do have to take very different positions to where they're normally at.
Yeah, that said, Sprat, it was a nice little flick. Got over one. Shot comes through, and again, Kami is going to be the one who puts it in. Tie ball game with 29 seconds to spare.
Yeah, that's what you want to see from Kami as well. If there's anybody here who can show up to really change their positioning on field and make the best use of himself here, it would be Kami.
Yeah, that was a strong play, and we're in that situation. 29 seconds to go. Feel like regulation or overtime. Next goal is going to take this game. Now, this is a double elimination event. However, no bracket reset. It's the 1-game advantage best-of-7 format. So winning this winner's final means that you are already 1 game up in the grand final, and that is definitely something worth playing for.
Absolutely is, because there's a lot on the line right this second, and this second is short. 2 on the board. As it comes to ground, we're looking at overtime here in game 1, which is always a good start for stream.
Yeah, here we go in OT right now. Next goal is going to take that pivotal game number 1 in the series. If you hear some rumbling in the background, that is because it is river fire happening, and that means the big ships are making their way, airships I should say. The big birds are making their way over the skies just as the action here is heating up as well. Good read by Kami. Has to get past 2 defenders, should be challenged. It's the quick follow-up by, I believe that was Lunar right underneath. No, that was Sprat right underneath Lunar. Staying back on defense, will get a clear, does get challenged with and wins it out.
Yeah, that's a good win there as well. That 50 is pretty crucial to get them back on offense, but Vortexios makes good work on getting it back to that midline. Do they find something here, though? No, it's going to get away, and Kamiitics and DBB is still going head-to-head with 46 seconds into this overtime. A good chance here. Defense by Kami.
Yeah, eyes have to be on Fiber, though, as we kind of saw them peeking right there, just didn't really have the boost to follow it up. Fiber is the one who would always make those big mechie plays when push comes to sub. Zen with the pass down actually tries to find Fiber. Defense does enough to disrupt it, but the pressure was still there. Lunar is able to find a good pass to Kami. This is a great 1-2-3 shot. Vortex, though, staying back behind. Barely made that save.
Love to see the team play, but it's got to pay off if you're going to send everything at it. Now they do have a chance for a reset. Zenulos steps up to the mark on that defense as well. And I think DBB have been surprising me on their defensive plays here. Big flick from
That's
Luna.
got to be it.
Oh, Fiber just gets there.
Yeah, the follow-up shot as well is going to be a bit too tight, and eventually we see the clear from Fiber down. And while I would agree with you, like why is DBB doing so well on defense? As I said before, it's that combination of Bliss as well as Direwolves. Two teams that at times, had that strong defense, that strong ability to lock things down. Direwolves in particular. I mean, it's sort of that style that Zen and Fiber became very strong at just looking for the counterattacking play, slowing it down, going for something solo, mechy, drawing attention, and then certainly turning the heat on when you're on that counterattack. So not surprised to see this team kind of adapting a bit of that style. And again, when you look at the Kamiitics lineup, they're not really known as offensive powerhouses. So the end result is actually a matchup, even stylistic-wise, I feel like would favor DBB a little bit more.
It hasn't yet, and almost half a game worth of overtime now. That was a good pass chance out to Xenios. Cut off so quickly there. That's some very, very quick thinking from Kamiitics. And Luna, he finishes it with an awesome backboard. Little touch to just find the angle past the defense, and that's going to be game one.
There was one player who I said had those offensive capabilities that you can rely on that blue side, and it was Lunar. Lunar, even when playing on the Lunatics, was always sort of that X factor where if they started to pop off, the team could play around them, and you'd see some great goals. In overtime, Lunar steps up. We get ourselves that great goal. So the Kamiitics will actually take game number one.
And Kami was the one to step up for most of the goals there. Maybe that's why he's gone off the Lunatics to the Kamiitics.
True. I mean, you just got, as long as you have the ticks in there, that's the important thing. As
yeah.
long as you have ticks, you're probably doing all right. Don't quote me on that.
Half Kami, half Luna here. What about Sprat? Just leave him on the floor.
As long as you have ticks. Here we go. Game number 2 underway. Kamiitics have a chance to go up 2-0 in that series with the win, which would be nice. Fiber, though, tries to find Zen. Cannot connect. Follow-up shot comes from Vortex, and again it's going to be saved on the line.
Xenios can chuck that back down the floor. Vortexios nearly gets there, but it was straight at Kami. And he does make it work. Oh, a double touch from Fiber. That's an insane shot. Luna there in time.
Almost found its way in. Still a little bit of a challenge for the time being. As we continue to go back and forth, Vortex has to go for a more defensive pass over to Zen, trying to clear it up the middle. Fiber cheated way too far forward, and Lunar will make an easy intercept.
And upfield passes are always good, but you've got to reach them, and the unfortunately it was the receiving end of that really was out of place for that one there. Xenios getting in behind it now with a good opportunity. And DBB, they need to strike early on this one. They should really have the offensive capabilities here to deal with this.
They do, but again, if you look at the playstyles, even when you look at, I suppose, some of Team Blitz's success, as I mentioned before, like they might have been a little bit more aggressive, at least more dynamic than perhaps the Direwolves were on some of their attacks and when they played it up the field. But a lot of that had to do with Cabo and like how willing Cabo was always willing to take midfield strikes. Fiber isn't going to fill that role. Fiber wants to be that slow it down, mechy type player. So yes, you might not see a lot of shots come from them, but a low scoring game is a comfortable game, I think, for this DBB lineup. Arguably, you could say the same thing about the Kamiitics too, because even when we saw the run that the Lunatics had in RLCS, it was more defensive based. It was when they were able to kind of shut things down and have their own massive defensive stop. So I would argue these are two teams, Gex, that are more comfortable playing on their own side of the pitch.
Xenios definitely looks like he might have been more comfortable on his own side of the pitch. It was a big reverse aerial to get even back to that at all. So they did lose the offensive edge, but they might get it back here. Fiber underneath can rob that boost and look for the center. Does leave it for Xenios. The plays just aren't coming out.
Yeah, it's a lot of, touching and feeling, a lot of trying to find your way through, especially for DBB at the moment, who are on that attacking side. Zen slows it down once again, but with that bump from Kami, they couldn't stay behind the ball. Fiber might have been spaced tightly, but it wasn't tight enough. Still, Vortex. All of a sudden, the bursts of speed from Vortex are always kind of refreshing. I don't think Vortex likes that slower pace as much as the other two do.
Oh, huge play from Fiber. Didn't quite get the
That's got to
reset
go
on
in.
it.
No!
He had no boost.
No!
And Xenios is there. Trying to take him to the basement.
I'm going to break the fourth wall a little bit. Before we got into this game, we were just watching all of the great open net misses in OCE's
Literally
history.
the top 6 clips of RLCS OCE.
I thought we had another one right there, but fortunately Zen is able to put it through, and we have that 1-0 DVB lead.
If you haven't had a chance to check that out, you guys should go and check those clips as well.
My heart's not ready for it. It's only the first game. We're only in game number 1. I don't think we can do that.
They're just trying to hold us to our reputation, right?
Look, Out of all of those, crazy open net misses, I mean, Kami has got to be sick of them, right?
Yeah.
Like Kami in particular, not saying Kami causes them. It was the team. It was, you look who was on that Renegades lineup, and now you are free, Kami. You should be able to not be a victim of them. That was a good demo, but Vortex back for the save.
It's odd to me that the top clips for OCE are all open net misses when, generally speaking, it's the own goals that we're known for. I had some fantastic ones of those last season as well.
Yeah,
None of them yet today. We'll take it at some point.
It's only the second game.
I know, but I like to get the other way early, Then they don't have to go all in to do it.
I mean, we might not see. We'll see. We'll see how we go. At the moment, I just want to see if the Kamiitics are going to be able to kind of get an equalizer right now. They have the ball jammed up in their corner. Eventually, we see a high-risk defensive pass, easily intercepted, and now Kami might be able to find something. First challenge keeps it in the corner. The rest of the Kamiitics, though, had to rotate back for boost.
Luna using flip reset there to keep control of this. Fiber is under it, but not with control. Sprat can't quite find the angle either. Defense still holding for DBB, but it's going to come back to that center again, and there's just no speed onto it from Kamiitics.
Yeah, they're just unable right now to realistically to get past this defense, and this is that direwolf influence, I'd have to say right now, just being able to play that line, toe that defense, and the demos come through. But there's no one behind the ball to push it forwards.
Need the Kamiitics here, not Kamiitics. Nobody on that as the demos come away. And oh my goodness, off the ceiling. A good angle found here. I'm not sure it was calculated to the
I think that was a fantastic challenge. Like, watch this again.
It was definitely an amazing challenge. It absolutely was a found angle there. Really, really well done. I thought it might have come off 50, but yeah, read perfectly.
Lunar, that's the second time we've seen Lunar actually come up clutch right now in this series, showing that Lunar could be that next big mechanical player. Like, there was a strong chance that if Lunar on the right team in the right format, maybe it's this lineup, can start to emerge as another one of those big mechanical names. I mean, we were seeing hints of it at the end of the spring split, and if you remember about teams showing hints at the spring split, sometimes they turn into big things. Just look at what became at the Pioneers.
You want to look at the level of play coming out of a team, generally just have to look at how high on the field the challenges are coming. Right now, they are challenging against the ceiling time and time again.
It was definitely above the basement.
Yeah,
so
it was.
We will
they
see
found the stairs.
They found the exactly. And if you want to get away from DBB, you got to get as high as possible, apparently. It looks like we're going to be getting a Game 2 overtime as soon as the ball hits the ground. And for the second time in a row, we hit sudden death.
Yeah, the basement's filling up with water at the moment, and Kamiitics are trying to drown out their opponents. Sprat going to take to the backboard now. A good defensive play to keep possession, but it will get away from him eventually.
And it will be left for Zen, who has a lot of space to work with, but not the boost. And that allows an easy play to get it stolen away as we set up with a little bit of back and forth. Lunar not wanting to play that game, slows it down, flicks it past one. That's a great press from Kami. 2-1 off of an amazing individual play from Lunar.
And 2-0 in series score as a result. What a redirect. Lunar chucks it downfield. A fast play for Kami to get to it all, let alone that angle.
The musty pass up for a backhand redirect, making it 2-1 to Kamiitics. I think they took offense at the idea that I said, like, hey, maybe this might not be the mechiest team, because Lunar's been looking great. Kami, again, just doing, I guess, strong Kami things, I suppose.
We keep talking about Luna being the attacking half of this team, and Kami is just stepping up to the mark. I said he was going to be one of the players here to be able to adapt his playstyle the most, but this has been absolutely massive so far.
Yeah, no, it's been good to see the pair of them really do step up and have that impact that we're looking for as we are jumping straight into our third game. Kamiitics with a chance to sweep a team of Zen, Fiber, and Vortex, and that would be, I think, a bit of a shocker. Like, Kamiitics winning, I would have given them a chance, but to see the sweep?
Oh, this is huge. Xenios can't find the angle. Does get a second touch, though, and Sprat wasn't expecting it. Feet straight into his hands. All possession for him. Gets over him, though. Xenios now in behind, looking for that flick in. It's off the backboard. Can't find the angle.
I mean, DBB, they're definitely throwing everything in the kitchen sink right now to try to get that early lead. But you have to be careful. We saw how dangerous on both occasions that counterattacking play in overtime could be. Well, why not drop it in regulation? Well, DBB, they're going to want to find the goal. That nearly was there. Kami with the save off the backboard.
I feel like DBB can definitely hold a scoreline if they can get a hold of it, but they haven't been out ahead once. They've always been treading water, and it's what I'm saying, the basement's filling up.
It's definitely getting a little more and more waterlogged as this game. Well,
wrong region.
Wrong region, and not really a bad analogy because, I mean, both these teams have already made it out of the top 8.
Yes, that's true. That's true. We're already here.
And Kami knows how to beat Furia.
Okay, Kami knows how to beat Fury, but that's why it's DBB that are really feeling the water right now. They're treading.
You know, I think if Kami was actually moist, you know, maybe they would have gone semifinals.
Inter-regional trading going on here. They're getting the deets from Max.
All I'm saying is EU greater than NA. Kami now, though, will take that across that mid-pitch line. A chance for a setup. Fiber says, no shots today. I'm going to get the demo. I'm going to pass it back over to Zen, except I'm going to pass it way too hard and have it stolen right back.
Yes, that's exactly the conversation he was having with himself there, and you know what? It pays off. Exactly the plan working there.
I'm just going to pass it as hard as I can. That's what I'm doing. That's the calm.
Vortexios is passing that off to the side as well, but it was a good defensive touch. Keeps him safe for now. It's a good upfield.
That's
the redirect is there. Sprat is too.
Yeah, that was dangerous. Follow-up shot, though, coming through, and again, it's a save off the backboard. Because of the double commit, Sprat was left alone. Still does just enough, and finally, the Kamiitics get the clear.
2 in a row from Sprat. Nearly makes it upfield as well as Kami makes the shot on target. Still 0 on board as we reach halfway through this game, and now it's Kami again. Looking for the double touch. Going to be running low on boost there as he turns back. It's off the backboard.
Whoa!
It has to be a shot. Sprat is showing up everywhere on field.
Sprat is getting the impact that was lacking in the first 2 games, and that is not a good sign for DBB as a great double. What that replay didn't show is how much they had to just yank that car from one end of the box to the other to make it happen. Fantastic stuff, and the Kamiitics are half a game away from getting the clean sweep.
Yeah, Sprat's on the end of the hook on stage, ripping him from one side to the other. It's another opportunity here from Kami. Zenulos there just barely. And it's Sprat to set up again. Should be an easy clear this time for DBB, and they need that chase on, but Luna has possession.
No, didn't really quite get the reset they were looking for, and might have to start to rotate back, collecting that boost. Here comes Kami with a more delicate approach again. Only goes so far as we see Lunar swing and miss. Now we go corner to corner. Kami. Oh, it's awkward. That's very awkward, but no one there to punish.
Vortexios is going to push this back, but it ends up being a pass to Kami. They do get a hold of it eventually. Fiber to the backboard. Doesn't find the angle, and it will be defended away again.
Yeah, this is DBB, similar to that last game, starting to throw everything at the Kamiitics, but nothing quite getting through right now. That setup was a little too high. Duncan tempo not found, and here comes Fiber. Can only do so much with it. 1:20 left to go. Zen, slow pop back across. Sprat. Weird awkward angle. Vortex got underneath. However, a little bit too quick on the play. DBB can't turn it into a shot.
There've been opportunities in DBB. I mean, the thing we were talking about them being able to come up with is mechanics, and they're just not consistent on it right now. Yep. They're not finding the angles that we are expecting from them.
The thing, too, is like Kamiitics are actually playing very far back on defense, which is a little bit surprising. Yeah. Normally against these high mechie teams, you want to be in their face, but because it's sort of weird approaches from DBB, the Kamiitics have actually been able to read them quite well. So even when the shots are on target, Kamiitics have had to do very little in order to make the save, thus conserving boost, thus setting up their own counterattack. So realistically, this has been a very defensive series, with the Kamiitics actually outshining the DBB side.
Yeah, I mean, even the opportunities to Mac have been set up better by Kamiitics, and that's exactly why we're seeing more of it out of them. And this 1-0 scoreline, with 20 seconds left, it has to change, or we're going to see at the end of this, in a sweep, DBB on their last legs here.
Oh, they might have something, though. I mean, our first 2 games went into overtime. Why not this one? Well, they're going to be on the hunt. 8 seconds to go. Ball off the backboard. No bump for Sprat, which means they can take the challenge. They can win 150. They can stay with it as they beat Fiber out as well. Ball hits the ground, and the Kamiitics get a 3-0 sweep.
The Kamiitics just pulling up right now. They wanted to show us that lineup, and you know what? I'm impressed.
Now I actually have to learn how to pronounce their name properly.
Kamiitics.
Kamiitics. Kamiitics works. Why did
I think of that?
Why was
Guy's
that
name,
name,
Max?
Max?
Come
Come
on.
on.
Yeah, I guess. Kamiitics. Well, the Kamiitics, congratulations. You have earned my respect, and that is felt by me pronouncing your name correctly. For DBB, I'm still not pronouncing your name correctly, and you know why. You're going down to the lower bracket. You're going down to the basement yourself. I told you this was going to be...
It was a self-prediction there.
I did say this was going to be, you know, a DBB stream, and I think that's exactly what we're going to be getting. Look, we're going to be... I think we can bring up the bracket now, because we didn't get a chance to do that before. And can we get that bracket rolling?
Let's have a look at it, because there has been a very, very extreme...
We might not have the bracket ready yet, though.
We might not have
We
that
might
yet.
not have the bracket.
It has been quite a day already
Well,
before we even reached stream. Though,
I just want to go through all the player names, like all the team names, because there are some amazing team names in this one that I'm just dying to read out. So excited to do so. But I think we might have to do that after a break. So we're going to throw it to break right now. When we come back, it's going to be our lower bracket semifinals. Another best of 5. Not too sure who we're going to see there yet. We will find out shortly. And when we do come back, there's going to be a lot more Rocket League action here at the Open Demolition presented by Intel Gamer Days. Welcome back, everybody, to the Open Demolition brought to you by Intel Gamer Days. Look, we started off with, I believe it was 13, 14 teams signed up. There's a lot of teams that signed up. Yep. Only 4 remain. And we have a bracket to show you. Now, the bracket's finally here, Gex, and we can break down all the different teams that played today, all the paths that they took. And, I mean, some great names. I mean, 5 at Freddy, Mike, Ox Small, Forest Lake, they were here, but they didn't really get the results they were looking for. Zomborals, Rage Clan, Men in Black. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, some of them you've got to be a little careful saying, but look, there's been some awesome teams show up.
There's Mike, and he has a small ox.
Yeah, that's his ox. It's in the field eating very small portions of the grass. You really need a lawnmower.
Unfortunately, though, for Mike in this winner's bracket, ran into an old classic in Pingoo. And no, I don't mean the old kids show. Yeah, Pingoo still playing Rocket League, still on a bit of a tear. And if we jump over to that lower bracket, you can see, well, still finding results as well. Pingoo is old, actually making it all the way to that top 4, that lower bracket semifinal, where they're going to be having to go up against a pretty scary team in Eoka Gaming.
They've been having a good run down here as well. That 2-0 against White Lotus means that they're coming in pretty hot right now, but you could say the same for Eoka as well. Taking out 5 Freddy 2-0, which is a pretty big result, with 5 Freddy being a fairly well-established roster at the very least.
Yeah, 5 at Freddy wasn't... Yeah, I think 5 at Freddy made it about as far as they were going to go.
Yeah.
Like, if you were to ask me who my top 4 teams were going to be, the final 4 that we have pretty much are it. Now, I know that lower bracket final doesn't have any names there. There should be one in there, and it would be DBB. They did drop off from that upper bracket final down to the lower bracket. My team to pick out winning it. So you know that the Kamiitics are still not going to be able to pronounce that name correctly, and they're still going to be a big threat at the end of the day. But for Eoka Gaming and Pingoo is old, this is going to be a good match.
Yeah, Kamiitics waiting up the top. I think LB final might stand for lower basement final, because DBB are just waiting for somebody to come down to them. It's got to be Eoka Gaming or Pingoo is old, but it's a really, really tough one for me here. Do you have any pick on this one?
I believe in Eoka. I think Eoka's got this. I'm leaning on Eoka. Either way, though, players are jumping onto the pitch, so too shall we, to get this lower bracket semifinal underway. The blue side will be Eoka Gaming. The orange side will be Pingoo is old. That is Cyrax, Super Lucky, yes, that Super Lucky, and Zuko taking on DX7, who is Josh DX, if you remember them, as well as the sad Pingoo and Civics.
Yeah, Civex is really the name I'm picking out in that Pingoo's old team as well. Getting into RLCS this last season and doing quite well for himself there. Zuko, though, coming in the other side as well with Super Lucky, of course. They're big names.
I mean, it's interesting that you kind of gravitate towards Civics. I mean, for me, I gravitate towards Pingoo when we talk about old RLCS fame as Cyrax gets the first gold. But even DX7, just coming off of a very near Commonwealth Games run, was a part of the New Zealand roster that did make it into the matchup against the Australian team. They were 2 games up as well. They started off 2-0 before the Australian team. I did not get to cast it, no.
Did not? Oh.
No, it was an all New Zealand broadcast.
Oh, right,
I got to do that.
Too, I remember.
Yeah, it was funny. But the point was they kind of fell apart. Haha, New Zealand. But yeah, so DX7 a part of that lineup. But I don't know. You compare that to the lineup of Eoka Gaming, and you have a mix of young and older. But there's really no old people on the Eoka side. Super Lucky, obviously, part of the Pioneers. People have saying they actually got snubbed on that MVP vote, which I kind of find interesting, but definitely one of the more high-impact players when they started firing. All the players on the Pioneers were. Zuko, who's been a bit of a journeyman, and then Cyrax.
Being that Kiwis don't even have opposable thumbs, I think DX7 does very well. So, I mean the creature, Max.
I know you mean the creature. That's still.
That's gonna get clipped. I'm going on record with that.
I mean, they don't
without my choice.
They don't have fingers at all. They're just fruit.
There's a bird, Max.
I know.
You know, you just choose to not acknowledge the
just
bird.
like you chose not to acknowledge the New Zealand people. 2 can play your game.
Okay, that's fair.
Super Lucky now, though, trying to bring things back on target with patented Super Lucky solo play. You get the aerial, you get the demo. Unfortunately, 2 defenders were in the way.
It's a good contest for this as well. Eoka's up by 1, but this has been pretty close between the 2 so far. A bit of back and forth now. Cyrax up that end could have been able to take that one. Civex is in very quickly.
Flicky, good to see you. When does Riv play? Good question. Haven't seen Riv play in a while, actually. I miss Riv. I miss that Dominus. Any player who's a Dominus should just never retire.
Any player.
Any player.
You know I play Dom, right?
Never retire.
Okay, I'm never retiring. You had it here.
Exactly. I mean, look, you can probably jump in for whoever.
According to my Wikipedia, I'm a player. That was just from the longest game ever.
Oh.
You are too, actually, that means.
I'm a player?
Yeah.
Yo.
Go check your Wikipedia.
Yo. Let's go.
OCE players right here on desk.
So that would mean I'm a, according to Wikipedia, then I think I actually have player, manager, caster, and possibly coach now. I might have completed the quad.
Oh, I'm manager too, yeah. I just need to get that coach role. Hit me up, guys, if you're listening.
Zuko, though, is going to connect the pass forward to Cyrax right now, who is looking for the second touch. Not going to find it as it falls off the backboard.
Zuko now with a bit of input here, gets it to Super Lucky. The slowdown for that mech play, but it does not come off right. Zuko now underneath. Civex going to back on that, and it is just being held in this orange half.
There's a caster. I'm not a player.
What? Oh, you got ripped off.
Yes.
I think I'm listed as a 1 and E player.
Fair enough. All right. Anyways, yeah, I'm the type of guy who looks myself up online. I googled my name, so sue me. Minute and a half to go. Eoka Gaming still up 1-0. Pressure across that midfield line. Actually, a good bit of work being done by Civex right there to help set up DX7. Pass back down. A demo into a shot. Not quite. Pingoo too far back.
Tell you what, it's good. Being able to Google yourself is great for proving you're not a Smurf. Civex now with control. Good 50 upfield too, and DX gonna put that in. Oh, great targeting. Pingoo's old back in the game. Minute 4 left, and they've just evened things up.
Yeah, Pingoo coming up huge. Again, it was a good setup, though, from DX. You had the pressure from Civex trying to find any sort of bump or a demo right there. DX obviously got that goal in the end. So a tie ball game, minute 4 remaining. Look, our first series on stream, it was only 3 games, but 2 of them were overtime. We could be continuing that trend if no goals scored in that next minute.
It's looking like there might be, though. I mean, both teams really on the offense here as DX7 tries to start that up again. Pingoo's ult, it's a big charge forward. The flip reset puts it in. DX7, the full field.
DX7, second big goal. And here's the thing about that New Zealand team. DX7 was the name that scared me the most when I was comparing to those two lineups.
Yep.
Like, he has been someone, again, never really cracked out of the bubble scene just yet, but he's one of those names that's always floating around as this dangerous player and just needs the right team, the right format, the right opportunity. we could be seeing it here right now. A 2-1 lead. Pingoo is old. They're in a very nice spot. The question is, can they keep Super Locky and Co. down?
Maybe this is the display he needs right here to get himself a roster for next season. And we get a shot from Cyrax. It's going to be an easy one away as well to even things up again with 28 seconds left. I think there's a good chance of overtime now.
Yeah, I think we have a very strong chance. Cyrax's shot just really, really tight. In it goes. 28 seconds left on the game. Next goal wins this one, regulation or overtime. We've seen two sort of faster kickoff plays this time. It will favor Eoka, but Cyrax lets it get behind them. That's a huge unforced error.
Oh.
DX there to punish with a pass. It didn't take the shot.
It was a huge pass in as well, but the play just wasn't quite fast enough to find a home in net. As Civex comes through, that's a great second touch. It's dangerous. The shot's there, but Cyrax is as well. The defense holds as 3 seconds on clock. It's back to corner again, 0 upon us, and it just has to find ground. We are going to overtime.
Also, I did find I am listed under players. Here we go, overtime. This is underway, 2-2 ball game, golden goal situation. Cyrax wins out on the kickoff, follows it through as well. Two defenders chase to the corner, but only Civics was able to recover, finds DX on the pass, and I think if Eoka Gaming is going to shut down Pingoo who's old, it wasn't Pingoo that they had to keep shut down, it wasn't Civics, it's DX7 who is stepping up and being that star player.
Zuko in behind this now, gonna make a good turn onto it. Quick play, Cyrax looking for the bump there, not gonna find it. And they will have to reset this offense.
And when does Super Locky step up and make that crazy play? I mean, all eyes are gonna be on Super Locky. And I, again, because we are in silly season, you know, people could be thinking, is this like really Super Locky's new team? I don't believe it is.
I very much doubt it.
I think Super Locky just wanted to do this event, so I'm actually not expecting to see a lot of synergy come from Eoka. However, they are forced on defense right now, and they could use some, as Zuko does a lot of work just forcing that ball up the field. Here comes Super, actually not winning out on that challenge, but Zuko had the speed off the backboard, water falling down, no shot. DX7 got there first.
DX7 reacted well to that. Should have thought his teammate had that covered on backboard, but had to go for it himself and did so just in time. Zuko now trying to make it difficult for them again, and it's Sad Pingoo in behind it. Great read out to Cyrax. Civex, sorry, similar names.
Yeah, Cyrax and
Hate
Civex.
that.
It only is a little confusing. Like, how many 5-letter names start with C and end in X?
I know. Can't be too many.
It's cruel. It's cruel what they do to us here. Either way, DX7 will be held in that corner. Civics able to get underneath it next. It's going to try to center it. No, instead they keep it themselves. That did catch Super Lucky off balance, but they were able to recover.
Hey, at least I haven't said Cyvex.
Cyvex.
Here it comes again, and it is Cyvex in behind it.
Rax.
Super Lucky now going to force this upfield, and we might be looking at a bit of a long overtime here. Maybe I just cursed it, as it does come down in front of net.
That looks good.
Opportunity for Zuko, taking a little softly.
Pingoo is old. I mean, if you're going to take anything from the Pioneers and try to adapt it to your own team, that defense, definitely a good place to sort of start. The original Pioneers, more so when they were for Kidden, were always known for their goal line defense. Zuko doesn't care about that. That's going to be the win as Eoka Gaming takes it 3-2.
Super Lucky got that little bump at the end there, made the defense awkward, couldn't get a good clear on it. Despite all efforts, Eoka Gaming comes through in the long run, and that overtime treats him well.
Yeah, a great start for Eoka. Got a little dicey there. DX7 does look to be on form. I want to see more input, though, from Pingoo and Civics in particular, though. They all have to be playing at that top level because, again, the defense from Eoka Gaming, when they need to shut things down, they can do it. Super Lucky, we know what they can be. Yeah, sometimes they're that third member, but the timing of Super Lucky when choosing when to attack is the best in the region, definitely up there with the best of them. Zuko, I've always considered kind of a fever light, as in someone who likes to go back to front, draw attention to themselves, and force the play through there. So, I mean, there are some strong players on this Eoka side. Whether or not, they can continue to win, we will see. The pressure is back on the Pingoo side.
It's Super Lucky. I'd normally be on the train with you, but 70 touches, 5 shots on goal, and not one
That's on the
counted.
Pioneers. We're not on the Pioneers right now.
There were just so many chances there, and not one came away. So I don't think he needs necessarily that much support when he's getting those opportunities. I am looking for more out of it.
I feel like a lot of what was happening with Super Lucky, though, was just like those short dribbles and like that control sort of approach, which will up your amount of touches, despite, you know, maybe not having as many. It also could have been a glitch, too. Like, I don't know. 70 seems high for that last game.
It was substantially above everybody else on the team, but the 5 shots was legit.
That was legit.
Yeah, it still wasn't able to capitalize off of those. So, and I feel like that would be pretty rare. We are seeing, as seasons go on, more and more shots taken to make it count. Zuko only needs 1.
Zuko, on the other hand, is playing very well today, actually, as we watch this one again, just through traffic. He gets that redirect, and bam, in goes the shot.
Yeah, that's a pretty beautiful play there. He really had to rack up the speed to get to that, let alone the angle.
Have we switched game plates? Have we? Is Zuko Super Lucky and is Super Lucky Zuko? Have they tried to pull a fast one on us?
If that's actually happened, I don't know how to react. But
I mean, again, do I believe they did it? No. Because
do I believe there's a world where they would? Yes.
And it would be these 2 players.
Yeah.
They would be the 2. They would be the 2 that would do it. So, you know, is what it is. I don't want to take anything away, though, from Zuko. That was a sick goal.
Super Lucky dropping that down as well here, as Zuko again setting that up off the crossbar. Nobody to take the shot. Civex going to dribble that down. Good 50 here. Looks for it again, but it's sent well back. DX7, that huge challenge. It's big clears from Pingoo as well, but they need a little control here.
Yeah, they need to get something through. DX7's going to be given space. Shot was there. 2 defenders, though. And it's a pretty simple read by Zuko. Weird bounce leads to a kind of like a pull shot. Clear ball still up for grabs, and again in the way. Pingoo looking a little sloppy in their midfield play.
I mean, that was unreadable as hell, but
it's unlucky, too.
Yeah, it did not come off well, though, and yeah, Pingoo is getting very unfortunate once again. It does need to be a bit of a step up here, and Pingoo trying to make that happen with a bump play here. The aggression not paying off yet as it comes back down the ground. It's Cyrax with a challenge. DX7 trying to set that up, but it's slow in front of net.
Yeah, it's going to lead to a shot. Sad Pingoo, though, doesn't win the 50 against Zuko, who will get another chance to clear it. Super Lucky actually going for a deep pass. Cyrax this time in traffic. Couldn't keep it low. Is able to steal the boost away, and that should extend this attack from Eoka. Zuko slowing it right down. Gets past 1. Tries to dunk it past the next one. Nearly got the 3rd defender to bite as well.
Talking about control, that was nearly exactly what Eoka needed for a second one here, but still no buffer. And therefore, no guarantee into this game. A good demo there as well from Civex. Not enough yet. DX7 is going to put that back. Now, Sad Pingoo upfield. DX7, does he have the angle? Drops it down. Sad Pingoo doesn't find the top corner. And Civex has to play safe. There's the shot. Great pass away. DX7 strikes.
DX7, again, the one who's been like the only consistent shot taker right now for Pingoo is old. This time it's just a pass across the middle. I don't think Eoka was expecting that angle coming from the setup. Really great cut from DX, fast enough to get the power required, and now we have a tie game.
And that should be making Eoka a little nervous here. They've got 1 in the series, but that could even up very, very quickly here. They want to continue that mark as we come into the losers final after this. They only have this 1 chance.
They need it too, like again, in that lower bracket, if you want to get to that top 3 where the money does start to increase. I do believe it's prizes for the top 4. Top 3 is where the big money is, and Cyrax wants some of that by spiking that one in.
Yeah, great targeting here. Puts it on point as DX7 looks to the backboard, comes back down. Civex chasing that one in himself as well, just to make sure that he's going to get scored on, but you know, it did not matter. Well placed goal.
With the 2-1 lead, Eoka Gaming just has to hold on for a minute and a half. A 2-0 seriously would be fantastic for this team in blue. Physicality coming from Pingoo, not going to be enough to stop this attack as Zuko feathering the boost. Not something you typically see. Still, though, it had a shot lined up. Super Lucky straight missed.
That should have been a goal back as well. Zuko cut it off well. And now it's Civex to the challenge. Out. Too sad. Pingoo misses Cyrax's ball, and now it's brought back down. He might have stolen the boost there as well, I think. As Super Lucky brings it down, a chance. It gets away from him.
Got away from them on the first attempt. Not going to get a second, at least not straight away. More work needs to be done to try to break this Pingoo's old defense. However, they were boosted up. Given that time to collect the resources, it does lead for the clear. However, Eoka will throw it right back. Super Lucky goes for the next touch. Civic's able to get underneath. And I am surprised at how well Pingoo has done in just sort of shutting down Super Lucky. But it's still Zuko who's pulling up
leave that. But you cannot leave that right in front of net. They just assumed Zuko was done. He drops on it and finds. I mean, that is a miraculous angle. You've got to admit.
I can't be too harsh on Pingoo for thinking that Zuko was done and out of that one. And again, I'm just saying, well, it's just Super Lucky Zuko, a little bit of a swappy swippity swoo, because this is some of the best. This is some of the best play I've seen from Zuko in a good long while.
Yeah. Here we go again, Zuko. The challenge does not go well for him. Cyrax's third man now to beat DX7. Brings it down, sad Pingoo. Good chance for Pingoo's old right now, and they need it desperately. 12 seconds on clock. Almost all of their chances dried up for game 2. And with control in Eoka's hands, that might spell the end of this match. Civex chasing it down. Woo! A shot on target, a good save, and that is how we finish game 2. Eoka up 2-0.
On the precipice of another sweep right now, Eoka just in control. Zuko absolutely killing it right now. And look, I have to admit, 2020 was a very good season for Zuko. Zuko had a chance to play with a lot of top players, learned a lot. We saw them improving, especially in like intervarsity leagues, and you know the chances they were able to sub in RLCS situations. 2021, I was expecting Zuko to kind of, and even at the start of 2022, I was kind of expecting Zuko to almost carry that momentum.
Yep.
And the chances were there. And there's a little bit of decrease in results. This is the Zuko I was expecting to see at the start of 2021. This is the Zuko I was expecting to see just this last season. Zuko's playing so well right now and has definitely become a player to watch. And on a team with Super Lucky on it, like that is always a shocker as what's going on here.
A bit of a misplay here to start off.
There we go.
As Pingoo's old, not available. Looks
I
like
think
we
we're
might
going to
have
get
a remake.
a lobby reset. That's what we're going to get right here.
And it is big praise for Zuko, and I approve of it entirely. That is, of course, that we are making the assumption Zuko is Zuko here. We're rolling with that.
Zuko is Zuko, all right? Like,
no, I believe in it. But yeah, I've always been a bit of a Zuko supporter myself, so it is good to see him really stepping up to the mark that we know he's capable of.
I mean, Zuko historically, of course you'd be a fan, because he's always been around in the APAC scene as well. He's been one of the biggest supporters.
Don't give away my secrets.
As if people don't
his secrets,
know
sorry.
Yeah, his secrets. I mean, Super Lucky in the chat right now, like, Super Lucky, I'm going to just straight up ask you in the chat, how much have you been teaching Zuko? Where did this mech come from out of the player right now? Because it's been pretty incredible to watch.
Yeah, he's really, really been stepping up. I feel like Super Lucky's been maybe intentionally taking a bit of a back seat here as well to let the team step up. And it is working, if that is the plan.
Yeah, this is the type of event where you would expect to see something like that. Also, in case you weren't aware, as we mentioned before, Intel Gamer Days, hey, guess what? There's some pretty sweet deals happening out there if you want to check them out, including the one that is covering Gex's face at the moment. That special edition custom PCs you can look to buy as part of their festival of deals. So do check them out. Again, it's the Intel Gamer Days. This event, many other esports events have been happening. And, I mean, the boys going ham. Cyrax is apparently Super Lucky's GOAT. That's all fair and good. The lobby is back up, I do believe, so hopefully players will be able to jump back in quite soon, and as soon as everybody is in, we will get this back underway. Still 2-0 in favor of the team we expected to win that blue side. That little bit of Eoka happening right now.
Super Lucky's got a point, though. Cyrax in the midfield in particular has been just a nuisance to his opponents. He's been really, really in their faces, making sure that they can't get out of their own half, and we expect them to be the more defensive team.
Yeah, it has been really good to see, and I don't know, I feel like everyone on Eoka has stepped up at times, whereas Pingoo, again, DX has looked great. Pingoo has done well on defense. I want to see more from Civics. I want to see Civics make those big plays. We could see it actually right here as Civics does cross up the field, but again, that last touch, a little bit awkward, a little bit easy to read. Compare that to DX, who finds that good pass to Pingoo. It leads to a fake, and what a touch!
No! Said Pingoo finds the spike on that? That is a ludicrous goal here. A well-recovered play. I'm not sure he meant to be there, but if he's going to be there, he's got to use it like that.
Who said boomers don't have mechanics? Who said that? Because I would like to...
I'd say that about myself.
True. But no, that was big from Pingoo. A huge goal for the Pingoo's old side, and now we get to see what happens when this orange team has the lead.
Civex, good little flick in. I mean, it is true that some of the boomers have been stepping up to retired players coming back into RLCS and making some waves. So, yeah, old dogs, new tricks.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen that too much of that though in OCE.
No,
That hasn't.
yet.
Not yet. I mean,
Maybe CJ retired just so he can do that.
just so we can. I mean, we are a region of people retiring and unretiring.
Yeah.
But they don't usually come back with the mech to back it up, right?
Yeah.
Like, if there's anyone who's going to do it, I want to see the return of Laxon.
Yeah,
Laxon would be the
yeah,
one.
I can see that.
Because Laxon in his peak, I still think was the best mech player in OCE.
I'd love to see that be the case again, but I right now you gotta give it to the new boys on the block, and we've got one of them on
Banana
field.
Head?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's ridiculous how the Pioneers have just come up and appeared as this shining light for OCE right now.
Yeah, I mean,
Especially with CJ going.
fair, but I don't know. Again, I'll be super curious to see where these teams go. At the moment, though, it is all about Pingoo as they score their second goal straight down the middle.
Maybe Pingoo can come back and pass the torch back to the older guys again. So this is another one leading it back into this.
Well, I mean, Pingoo did have a really strong result, actually, in the last split. I'm trying to remember what it was, but like Pingoo has been popping up again more and more. So I think we could see a resurgence of this player. Granted, I know, obviously, if you ask him, probably he'd say something like, oh, no, I'm just doing this for fun now. I'm not really trying that hard. But you have to be a certain level of competitive in order to play at the top level.
Yeah.
And even if you've been retired for a while, that itch never properly goes away. So I would, again, be surprised to see Pingoo again hitting top 16s and fighting for top 8s.
I mean, you're talking about top level. They've already made it to finals here today. It's not grand finals yet, but
It's not even the
not
lower
finals,
bracket
sorry.
final yet.
Lower bracket is awaiting them if they can make this one count. So, but Eoka are still one away from an actual sweep here. So Pingoo is old being 2-0 up right now. Very important for the possibilities of that final round.
Yeah, they are getting themselves closer and closer, at least taking it to a Game 4, which would make this a nice proper series as Zuko gets muscled out of that midfield line, looks for the second touch, eventually does find it. Will be passing it down to Super Locky. This is a good setup, but DX7 from behind! Almost golden, but still turns into a save!
He got bumped out of the play entirely, and it nearly caused a goal. Gets back down, makes the crucial save necessary in that entire play. Super Locky now with that pass in, nobody there for it, and DX7 going to fake that out to maintain the control upfield. Tries to get the flick on Zuko, has to take it to corner again. It's Civex now to find that down, nearly finds the angle himself, and it's a save away again.
More pressure, more saves as Pingoo is old, doing everything they can to hold on. That was a little awkward for DX. It gives Super Locky some space to work with. Yet again, though, Super Locky just unable to make any dribble happen, unable to make those individual plays that they sometimes were known for. And again, look at the team that Super Locky is playing around. Like Zuko and Cyrex each play more midfield, a bit more back to front. It's not that same all-out aggression that you would get from your scrub, from your Banana Head, and I feel like it is affecting a little bit Super Lucky's playmaking abilities. No shot.
Two double commits to save it, but we did see that come off of the first bit of actual midfield play, that extended midfield play we've seen in a while. It's been so back and forth and all on offense for one side or the other, so it's been good to see that exchange in the midfield for a little while there, but straight back onto that orange side of the field. Pingoo is old, still holding a bit of a buffer here, so they can let one go if they need to, but it doesn't look like they will as they bring it back to the blue side again. 2-0 standing.
Yeah, it's back and forth, but as the time ticks down, it's only helping the old team at this stage, especially with Josh looking for something. Yeah, Pingoo is old. It's in the name. It's in the shot. Double commit on the save, but at least they push it out of the box.
I am positively a dinosaur.
True.
If that's to be believed.
True.
Here it comes again. Down to that midfield. All the control in the world for Pingoo is old right now. One getting away, but DX7 says no. The last moments escaping away from Eoka. Still in from the series, but that's one back for Pingoo is old, and that is very important.
That is a huge play, and now with a, well, 2-1 series, momentum back on the orange side. Pingoo is old. They have the tools for the comeback, and again, that one was an interesting one because we're still not seeing the impact out of, Cyrex, out of Super Lucky that we may have come to expect coming into this game, whereas we saw the elevation. Sad Pingoo got themselves more involved. DX7 still so strong with all of their touches realistically, both offensively and defensively. Momentum has truly shifted, and the pressure is going to be on the blue side to bring it back.
I mean, truly a big step up there from Sad Pingoo. He wasn't slouching before, I wouldn't say, but he really became the linchpin in the team for that last game and was absolutely necessary for it. Now Eoka has to have that step back up if they want to win this with any margin.
We might have to do a lobby remake. No, everyone's in.
We've got it.
Everyone's in. Woo! Cutting that one close.
Maybe a car change from Cyrex?
It looked like they got kicked from the lobby. Either way, Sad Pingoo doesn't care. No mercy shown. Pingoo is old. Gets the first goal.
Yeah, no time for a breath as they get back in the lobby just in time to get scored on. Sad Pingoo doesn't take a breath either. We just talked about how big he was last game. He's stepping up early.
Yeah, that is the start we were looking to see as, disappointment. That was the team Pingoo was on.
Not a great name for, promise.
But he's happy. He's happy, Pingoo.
Who's happy Pingoo?
True. Yeah, that was with Paradise and Crazy. And if I'm not mistaken, they actually did make it to the main event in that third regional. So it's
so
kinda
disappointing.
What?
Not so disappointing.
No, not at all. I mean, we don't talk about what happened in the main event, but they made it there. So again, it's always fun seeing where these, top RLCS players sort of find themselves scattered as soon as they get to this level. And in events like this during the off season, DX7, I think, is someone who does have a future in RLCS and could be, a player who is going to be on a top 8 team. Pingoo, if they've still got it, can absolutely be there. Civics as well would love to fit in that kind of lineup. So the fact that Pingoo lost game 1 might not matter because now they're coming back. A huge play out of Sad Pingoo.
Once again, big in last game. Game 4, he's not decided to slouch anymore either. And he's going to score both the goals this game so far. This time off of a huge dribble and a dunk under net.
Also, in case people were wondering, yes, they did go top 12, not top 16 in that third regional. They did get a win over Synergy, so very respectable. Very respectable showing from Pingoo then. That was a different team, though.
Similar to where Civex's team was been placing, actually, I believe. So I do know Civex did get some top 12s in there, at least what he was telling me about. Yeah, that was it right there.
With Mythkill, with Air Max. Okay. Yeah.
So similar situation there, but it's kind of the old versus the new here, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, unfortunately, each of them ran into the physicists and Caucus minions, and that will kill a run dead before it truly gets going, as this game has been going quite well for Pingoo is old. Another early lead, another 2-goal cushion, and they're looking to add to it. Civics tries to throw it down, but can't find it.
And that's a huge shot away. Super Lucky finds it off the ceiling, and it's one back into this. Pingoo is old, has no buffer to waste now.
I mean, is it a, crazy mech goal out of Super Lucky? No. Is it a long snipe? Absolutely. And again, it was Super Lucky with space, Super Lucky with time. Super Lucky bringing this game back with a 1.
Yeah. Really, really important goal there, especially if they want to get away with this looking good out of the series, because they are one away to going all the way to Game 5 here. They are also one away from that win, which could have been a clean one. It's already been damaged a little.
I mean, you're already in the basement. Why not see who you can play against down there? See who's lurking about. DBB, that other team who's waiting for the winner of this series for that lower bracket final. Halfway through game number 4, Pingoo is old, still has that 1-goal lead, trying to add to it. As they stay behind that midfield line, no one presses forward until it's a delayed one, and that's off a post on in. Follow-up touch is, and that's that 2-goal cushion reattained.
Yeah, DX7 awarded that 2-goal cushion here. Great turn onto it, gets it past Cyrax. The only one he really needed to beat there. The pressure was pretty immense to open that shot up for him. And look, it was a big commit upfield, but they used their positioning very, very well.
Yeah, that they did, and it wound up giving them now that 2-goal lead. The pressure back on Eoka Gaming, and I'm still waiting. We still have 1 goal out of Super Lucky, but it was kind of that long snipe. It wasn't really that big mechie play. It wasn't that speed that we know them for. Still on defense, Eoka tries to find Zuko. More pressure coming from DX7. Look how far forward Pingoo's old is playing. Look how aggressive they are trying to become just to make sure Eoka doesn't find that space, and it is paying dividends.
And that was what was missing game 1 and 2 as well, that aggressive edge. And now that we see it out, you got to risk it for the biscuit, and it's looking like it tastes better than the one we got from Subway up here.
Ooh, yeah, fair. I mean, fair
Pretty
point.
sure the guy just smushed it into a
Yeah, it
sandwich.
was an interesting one. Either way, Zuko will dribble that ball from one end to the other, trying to push them away. And hey, it was still a tasty cookie, all right. It was still yummalicious. So.
Yummalicious.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna go with.
It's the new branding for them.
Yeah, so I don't care what shape it arrived in. I was still needed. It was still nice. Pingoo is old. I think they would like a nice result right here. Unfortunately, Eoka Gaming probably needs that sugar rush that bit more because they're the team that has been lacking in the tempo, that has been lacking in the aggression, and maybe they find it off this attack. EX7, well, is able to go to the skies where they're uncontested.
The X7 nearly found a second one there as well, but with a 2-goal lead and a minute left, this is looking dangerous for Eoka now.
Woo!
And a huge save there is going to come out as well. Pingoo's old looking like they might be able to do this here. They are 1 full game away from a reverse sweep, and they only have to hold a bit of possession here with the last 45 seconds to hold that out. Another shot away from Eoka, and Pingoo's old hold.
Yeah, I mean, a 2-goal differential, 37-36 seconds left. This is pretty good for Pingoo is old. They have completely flipped the tone and tempo of this series around. They're going to be right back within that striking distance as the ball is going to fall in front of the net. Instead, it got kept held up high. Super Lucky tries to chase it all the way to the opposite goal line. Save made on the line.
Huge save there, Cyrax. It's going to come high off of him there. As he tries to find something, he's caught directly under the ball. The rotation's back are sloppy. Sad Pingoo with a bit of a setup. Civex waiting in the other corner. They couldn't get that dead center of net there. Zuko away. No time left. Gonna go to ground. Pingoo is old. They must have stolen the moon because they are changing the tide.
Yeah, this is massive for this team as we are going to that game number 5. Pingoo is old. They're bringing it back. And again, like, we asked to see if the other members besides DX7 could rise to that sort of level of play, that standard that was being set by their teammate. Pingoo has done that. They are risen to that challenge. And even though Civics might not be getting the same sort of, offensive numbers that the other two teammates are, Civics still took the most shots. Civics was still that first player forward that was creating the space for Pingoo to strike, for DX to strike. So the team is starting to come together offensively as a whole. Defensively, I haven't really seen enough because their offense has been that strong right now, and someone on Eoka is going to have to step up and break these offensive rotations if we're going to see Eoka come back into this.
Demo from Cyrax off the kickoff there. Will not stop an attack from Pingoo's old. And DX7 with the respawn is coming in hot. Almost out of boost, does drop it. And that's not going to find itself centered with any purpose here yet. Super Lucky on the back line of that defense. It might get reset by Pingoo's old, but it will take a few more touches.
As we do see the pressure coming in right now, we do slow the pace down into the corner, but Pingoo's old content to play that patient game right now. They are so good at rotating back behind that corner. Eventually, Eoka is probably going to have to try to either slow it or center it, and well, they went the slow dribble instead, as the ball did get crossing up of the defense. There wasn't really a fast enough counterplay to turn it into a threat, at least not straight away. Now, though, the dangerous shot comes in. Pingoo makes the save.
Will get tripped on that as well, which allows them to set back up here, but Civex very fast onto it. There's that pace again from Pingoo's old. The shot on target, blocked away. An epic save from Cyrax on the line.
Pingoo has become the fastest player on the pitch right now, and that is not something I was expecting to see. As you can see them racing one more time. Gets that ball to the backboard. DX going to take the setup from midfield. Didn't really feel comfortable to jump for it straight away. Didn't want to pre-jump it. That's going to be no goal, no shot. Back to the other way.
Maybe we should expect that speed. I mean, it's in the name, right? Boomer.
True. Super Lucky doing super lucky things. That's how you generate pressure. That's how you dish it out, and that's how Cyrex takes the lead.
Boomer or not, Super Lucky's the zoomer coming in. sets it up. Cyrax knocks him down, and that is first goal to break the ice. 3 minutes 30 left on clock, and Eoka Gaming have taken their lead.
That's one thing I'm surprised about. No Zoomer references in any of the team names today.
Oh, yeah. We've had plenty of good Mimi names, not one Zoomer. Yeah. I get on that level, guys. Come on, step it up.
Yeah, I wonder, what would be worse? Like, what is the worst names? Like, Zoomers free graphics cards, or like Millennials free coffee? Civics doesn't care about semantics, doesn't care about our silly argument, just cares about tying the game.
Hey, look, Pingoo is old. I think it's a great name, but I bet Eoka's not loving it right this second because they are scoring all over him.
Yeah, they are. This is getting tense again. Tie ball game. Still a lot of time left on the clock right now. And I mean, for Pingoo is old, they definitely, at least in my eyes, were probably the underdogs coming into the series. It would feel so good to see them, like, and to be on a team that's beaten Super Lucky, right? Fresh off of Worlds, fresh off of that big international land, to say, yeah, that doesn't matter. We came out and we won that best of 5. We reverse swept the last OCE regional champ.
Yeah. It's absolutely huge. Cyrax under it as well. Isn't going to be able to take it the distance, but it is still deep in that half. Pingoo's old under threat, and this is game 5, so next goal could be absolutely crucial as we pass halfway in the game.
And I want to see it come from this player right here. Zuko's been pretty quiet after the first 2 games, was a monumental component in Eoka's successes. They need to get that ball back out to Zuko again, unless Super Lucky wants to continue to try to do it themselves and through traffic.
Heavy traffic at that, but it's a good flick by DX7. Does he find another? Good control here. Will center it eventually, but it's very high. Super Lucky does find his touch in the long run, but burned a lot of boost onto it. Cyrax, that's a huge carry. DX7 there in time, but the defense has to scramble now. The shot isn't there from Super Lucky either, and Zuko can't find an angle.
Yeah, no angle found. Back and forth we go. Eoka should have another chance on offense, especially with DX7. Desperate to try to make a play happen. Couldn't even find the bump or the demo. Numbers advantage favors the team in blue, but now they get the demo. Now they create the space. Pingoo is old. Should be able to turn this into attack. Ball gets centered. No one there. Zuko takes it back up the other way. Super Lucky waits in the corner. Do we see the pass? No, we see the shot, and it's just not quite in.
It's these angles that are just being missed, and maybe they need to go back and watch some more Blues Clues, because they're not finding much right now. Civex into the corner again, and it's going to have to be Sad Pingoo to try and maintain that control.
I know it's not Blue's Clues, it's Dora the Explorer, but the map is the most annoying children's character I have ever thought of and could think of. Not Blue's Clues, though. Don't know why I thought of that. Either way, a minute to go right now. Maybe we need a map to the goal because the other team has gotten close in a good long while. Pingoo's just going to leave it to Civics, who takes the shot, and that will do it. Pingoo is all take a late lead.
Civex has been on the rise for a while now, and shots like this make you see why. Just slips it past Super Lucky. He thought he had the touch, and it gets away. 57 seconds left on clock to correct that error. Eoka us letting this slip away.
Yeah, and this could be the reverse sweep because Civics does it again.
It's huge from Civex. This is absolutely crucial. There's still just enough time for a comeback here. But Zuko, it's unfortunate, really. That's all he could say on that one.
Yeah, I mean, look, it was a fast heads-up play by Civics, but it was an opportunity that was gifted to the Pingoo's old side. And now Eoka, less than a minute to find 2 goals. Super Lucky misses the ball or left it for Cyrax, one or the other. Either way, no one really fell for that fake. No one fell for that shot. Pass now across too far out in front. And Eoka's setup's just not quite been there.
I mean, you say it was gifted, but take a look again at those top 6 clips we're looking at. Open nets missed. Cyrax can hit it even when it's not open, so here we go again.
Yeah, another good goal right there from Cyrax to put this one through, as that just is going to, again, make things kind of more interesting. Again, 1 goal differential, 37 seconds left to go. These kickoffs are massive. Eoka cannot afford to make that misstep. However, Civics left alone for that diving touch.
I mean, I would never say park the bus, but 30 seconds left, up by 1 is a winnable margin. They have to be able to at least hold the scoreline here. Sad Pingoo out to that midfield, but it's no control found You can see the nerves on them. They're turtling up in that goal. They have to get this out of their half if they want to remain safe. 12 seconds left on clock. It's a pass down to Cyrex. It's so close. But now Civex with control. A pinch up field. The time is running out. And an opportunity yet again for Pingoo is old. Super Lucky finds the save. It's up. 0 seconds is upon us. But Zuko has the pass forward. It's to ground. They can't find it. Pingoo is old. They do it. The reverse sweep is theirs.
A reverse sweep, but it was as tight as you can get. Maybe a little too tight because Super Lucky's last touch finds itself just off the mark. Look, Pingoo is old. They just reverse swept a world player. Super Lucky, hot from the Pioneers, hot from that experience again in North America, and fell short right here in the top 4. It'll be 4th place for Eoka Gaming. Pingoo is old. They've got a date in the basement up ahead.
Yeah, really, really massive stuff, but they're heading down for that romantic encounter. I feel like it's going to be tough on them, though. We already saw a pretty big matchup to send the first team down there, so we got to see how that plays out.
Yeah, I mean, this next best of 5, I think it's going to be a cracker. Here we can take a look at essentially all the brackets up to this stage. DBB, Pingoo is old. It's going to be, I think, a very tense matchup for sure. That said, if we were to kind of take all of our teams and tier list them coming into this, you'd feel like, yeah, okay, Eoka Gaming, Pingoo is old, B tier, DBB, possibly A tier along with the Kamiitics.
Yep.
So, I don't know. It's going to be a challenge either way. We will be taking a quick break, but when we come back, it's time for our lower bracket final here at the XP Open Demolition. It's fun when you're able to bring people together and find out how close you really all are, especially when you find out, people you're working with live pretty much on the same block as you. It's always a little bit spooky, a little bit scary, but that's about how close this competition has been so far. We just had a reverse sweep in the top 4. Now 3 teams remain, and it's time for that lower bracket final.
Yeah, while Max contemplates his stalker, we'll get on with our game. As, we're heading down into the basement, as we discussed already, and DBB have been waiting down there, and the team joining them might be a bit of a surprise going into the last match, but Pingoo is old really showed up.
I mean, look, you've already beaten down one of the best mech monkeys, I would say, in the region in Super Lucky. Now you get to take on Fiber if your Pingoo is old. And, hey, maybe Civics & Co. will be able to do it. However, I do believe, even from the games that we saw, even though DBB didn't even win a game, they look like they were playing at a much faster pace, a much more confident pace. Yes, they're more of a defensive team, but that could play right into the style of Pingoo is old. I think this is a good matchup for DBB.
Yeah, we were surprised when Pingoo is old showed up last time, though, especially in a reverse sweep. So if they get a stronger start this time, they're still in with a good chance here. So, look, you know how I am with underdogs. I'm always going to be looking for the excitement out of them coming in here. Well, but DBB, yeah, you've got to give the likelihood to them here.
Yeah, I think that's because you're favorites, though, doesn't mean you're going to win. I mean, I'm 0-2 on my predictions so far, all right? So it hasn't been going well. Civics is going to take a swing, miss in front of the net straight off the kickoff. And you can see perhaps that more passive style as DBB bumping into each other, just trying to avoid actually being the attacking player.
Zen is going to reach that very high. No! The own goal, I think that was, off the bat.
I got to see this again. We might be checking it off the box right now. Zen pops it up. Down it goes, and was that Civics?
That was Civics.
That was Civics.
We were just saying how last game of the last series, Civics really showed up. Maybe it'll take till last game this time as well.
Hey, Civics was calling out. That was a great pass from Zen.
It was. It certainly was. Like, he wasn't really left with many options there. There was going to be somebody coming through at some point. You couldn't leave that dangling in front of the goal.
I mean, Lunar, look.
Oh, what a save from Civex this time around.
There you go. Is Civex the GOAT again, Lunar? Have they redeemed themselves after that? Either way, still going to have to get that ball out of their own defensive half. Zen tries to set up. It's a good challenge won by DX7. Fiber staying underneath. We'll try to play through the corner. Can only go so far with it. I mean, it's interesting because DBB really doesn't seem like they want to play with a long pitch. When they're on defense, they play super far back. When they're on offense, they play super far forward. I'm going to be curious how their midfield play will actually look because I feel like the midfield was actually one of the points where Pingoo was strong in their last series.
Look, Luna only said Civex is not his GOAT, not the GOAT.
Well,
so
is Civex
still
the GOAT?
could be the GOAT.
Is Civex your GOAT, Gex?
He's not. That's going to depend
Is it
on
just
the result
because
of
he
this
got
series.
that like sick double touch with you before?
No, not everybody is. It's because of that. There we go.
All right, yeah.
Civex showing up.
That's actually a pretty big goal, you know. There's the redemption for the own goal before. Civics underneath. Good redirect. A bit too quick for the defense to respond, and we have ourselves a tie ball game.
And Chat's back on his side as well. So there we go, Max. Call me out. Favoritism is not a thing on a casting desk. It never has been, right?
I'm just going to take a sip from my drink right now and contemplate what you just said and how it applies to both the teams in this series, because we each had our picks at the start, right? Pingoo is Old was one of yours because you thought Civics was going to have a big day. DBB was one of mine because not only do they have the best name, so good I can't say it on stream, but I also feel like it's the strongest lineup. Civics going for the double, can't quite get it in.
So close to it as well, coming off that backboard in a very tight angle. And it's a good aggression out of Pingoo's ult. We saw them come up last time, only when they started getting more proactive with the ball. Already we're seeing that from game 1 here.
That's a throwback as OI redeeming Overt. I'm not even sure what that does, but thank you for redeeming your channel points for Overt. We haven't seen them in Rocket League in a fair long while. Pressure being put on the net, though.
There's our real favorites, Overt.
I mean, well, okay, well, it's from the Rainbow Six Women's League, which is one of the other events that is held here at XP Esports. And I one time all in my channel points on Overt. That was a great redirect. Unfortunately, it's a little bit high.
How'd that go for you?
I lost all of them.
Okay. Good to know. So if you're placing bets, don't listen to Max Formal.
Yeah, more incorrect predictions. There you go.
0 for 3 now, I think that makes you. DX7's going to make the challenge. And Fiber. Good aggression. Even the backboard as well. Oh, it's a way off him, though. And they might lose the aggression here. Still an even matchup. And this is far less one-sided than I thought it would be.
Yeah, this is actually a very tense game until Zen wants to dunk it home. 2-1 lead for DBB.
Yeah, big quick play here from Fiber. Puts it off the backboard and Pingoo. Come on, man. That's your boy, right?
I expect better from Shores. Anyways, it's a 2-1 game right now, as we are going to see a kickoff go. I mean, he's not wrong, and that's what hurts the most. Fiber tries to make the drill happen. Can't go too far. It would say, well, you pass across the middle, and sad Pingoo puts it in.
DBB just can't get in front for long, can they? It's a response after response here from Pingoo is old, literally exactly that many times. So, yeah, and it's still back to back.
And they didn't press super far forward, where like we had been seeing where we've been seeing DBB have the strong defense in the past, and I'm surprised that Pingoo's old was able to get away with such a tight pass in that situation. And I'll be curious to see how the blue side will respond right now, because do they continue with what makes them comfortable? Fiber looks like that's going to be the case all the way. Where's the follow-up? No, it's actually defended. Great play by Civics from behind.
Yeah, Civics stepping up again. Xenios back, looking for the pass from Fiber. Takes it well, demoed. Will not be able to follow that in its possession to Pingoo's old. Misplay from Civex, though, didn't recover well off that. It is going to get away downfield, though. Xenios can't be cut off by sad Pingoo, and it's back onto the orange path.
Yeah, back and forth we go. Tie ball game with under a minute to go. As we do see it play forward, Zen is going to get some boost out of that defensive side. Follow-up needs to be consistent, although that was the slowest double commit I've ever seen.
As you said consistent, I thought you were going to say considered, because they were thinking about who was taking that a lot there. It took a minute,
Yeah, you know, look, when you
stroking the beard.
When you get older in life, you know, thought processes, they take a little longer to come through. Either way, Fiber pass back over to Vortex. Shot saved on the line. Follow through from Zen. Will be again looking for Fiber, who got bumped. and that means
Good
Zen's going to try
challenge.
to do it themselves. I like the challenge. I like the adaptation from Zen. I like how we're going to get our third Game 1 overtime in a row.
Well, it might not be over yet. Civex is trying to make it so. Fiber, oh, that's a huge touch. But DX7 is there, out to Civex. They'll pinch to ground, and overtime is in hand.
3 Game 1 overtimes in a row on stream. I mean, it's been tight, this open Demolition. It's been intense, and out of the kickoff, Zen is going to try to take that one into the corner. Ball gets centered, and we're done. Not even 10 seconds in, DBB takes game number 1.
Look, that's the favorites up by 1, but what a match to take it at. Pingoo Isolde really brought them to the point where they had to fight tooth and nail for it. So an exciting series on our hands here. Game 1 going the expected way.
Yeah, Game 1, super strong for DBB, but we can't not bring up the fact that the only reason why Pingoo Isolde is here is because of the reverse sweep they got in that lower bracket semifinal. So by no means is this team kind of out of danger just yet. And see, okay, there is something weird with the stats at the end, so we're just going to take everything as a rough estimate when it comes to the touches, because I'm just watching Fiber's touches go up and up and up right now, and I'm not really sure how they're still making contact with the ball as the game has ended.
Yeah, Fiber up at about 258 touches now. And
I've discovered something, a problem. Flicky's found out what DBB stands for.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Look, we've brought you to the basement already, so let's have a good time while we're here. Pingoo Isolde not enjoying it just yet. DBB up one step into this, but like you said, already seen a reverse sweep from Pingoo Isolde, so the mental of being down is not the problem for them.
No, absolutely not, as we do see Fiber trying to stay with the play.
Oh, good save.
Save is made on the line. More pressure potentially coming, this time going up that other way. Civics going to have to try to chase it through, but ran out of boost on the way down. A much faster game out of the gate. Both teams are doing these deep lob shots and burning all their boosts, trying to chase them up. Eventually, it's actually Pingoo Isolde who slows it down. Just trying to cut things off at that midfield line. DBB is going to react accordingly until Civics wins a nice challenge. Just wasn't able to get the ball straight.
One worrying thing for me is that Pingoo Isolde on game 1 should have had a little bit of an advantage here. DBB have been waiting in this lower bracket for a little while for this match. They should have been coming in a little bit colder. However, if they weren't able to win it there, it's not great signs that they're going to be able to come back into this. Woo! But that's a first strike out of Civex. They're going to come up with the first point again, and Pingoo Isolde, they've got to prove me wrong here.
Yeah, they do. The one worrying trend, though, is this game is looking very similar to the last one, with Civics scoring the first goal.
Yes, yeah, exactly the same. The trend is... Look, what has to break is the rest of the team stepping up, though, right?
Yeah.
We've seen some great stuff, but the scoring end is always coming in off the Civics.
Doesn't matter which way the points are going, it's just always Civics.
Yeah, yeah, that's true, that's true.
Either way, Zen now is going to play it from the corner, as they will drop it down. Ball collected briefly, but not able to do too much with it. Zen actually with a lot of space to work with, just no boost, and that's a good read by Pingoo Isolde, recognizing Zen didn't have the boost, plays it patient, then they look to capitalize. Unfortunately, Zen, that dynamic to find a clear even in reverse. Civic.
Oh, dangerous. Civex sits under that for a second. Fiber not able to find contact on that. There's so much happening in that midfield. I just had to stop and catch my breath for a second there.
It was close. It was dangerously close. Zen now
nail biting.
For Fiber!
Oh!
That is the pass that DBB needed. This is the connection we expected to see.
I can't believe I'm saying this. This is the second time we've seen this play down from that position. Last time we saw it, it was Sad Pingoo.
True. I think DBD did it faster, though. Sad Pingoo was a little bit tighter to the net. It was minor differences, but the speed and the conviction from DBB, exactly what we wanted to see, and maybe that's going to get Fiber more involved. I mean, Fiber is historically been one of those very emotional, very momentum-based players, and once they get to get on that roll, they can really take a game over. That's what we're going to be looking to see. Vortex, though, doesn't win that challenge in the middle of the field.
Oh, I mean, it hasn't gone well for Pingoo Isolde yet, though. Does get cleared out. Demolition there on both sides opens this up for Pingoo Isolde to move down, but they don't get that before Zenulon.
No reset, or at least they faked it at the very minimum. Either way, it didn't result in the space being given. Pingoo Isolde takes it right back the other way.
Fiber. Oh, bit of a misplay there. Oh my goodness, it's not in. It's off the top left corner.
Would've been
very
awkward.
open challenge there. That opportunity just barely missed.
It would have been awkward had that one
Yeah.
gone in. I mean, I'm not sure. Look, Pingoo's old would have loved that goal. DBB would have felt a bit silly. I'd rather see the score stay tied right now. I only want quality goals, and that's why I trust Pingoo right now to go for the pinch. You don't quite pull it off, so we go back up the other direction. Vortex too far behind, still won the challenge. Doesn't get the second touch. Didn't need to, though. Space given to Fiber. This is dangerous. Fortunately, no boost. And the end result is a pass that goes over the net.
Not sure how that touch came off the defense there. Another great defensive touch from DX7 here, but so much patience out of Civex in this positioning in defense, even from the beginning of that aggressive run there. Vortexios making the same choices on his own side. Sad Pingoo gonna send this forward, an opportunity missed again from Pingoo's old.
As we watch Fiber now try to cross into the middle, double commit by defenders, but too far forward. Vortex isn't able to turn it into a quick shot. Zen now off of the sidewall, tries to find Fiber, crossed up again. Boost control, heavily favored DBB though. They keep grabbing those midfield boosts. They keep seeming to have that control. As you can see, Pingoo is old. They're already burning their resources, and they're going to have to rotate back. This will extend the attack. This will find the shot. Angle was good. The power was not.
It's not been found yet, but this has been goal line defense seemingly for half the game from Pingoo's old. That pressure, it just isn't breaking them yet. They keep bringing it back upfield, but they are waiting on defense. They need a little more. Yeah, they need something
Oh
here to put
my!
this on. Fiber finds something. What is that?
That is a great double touch from Fiber through the corner. So much control. The position is disgusting. Normally you expect to go opposite corner.
Yeah.
Fiber goes inside corner, and there was no doubt in his mind that he was going to miss it.
How do you find top bins on that? I mean, absolutely ridiculous play. DX7 unable to find that as well, but with 34 seconds. Pingoo's old striking back after a goal is normally their specialty. This might be another one for DBB, though. A demo on the goal line opens that up and makes it free.
Yeah, maybe we'll see what happened on the replay right there. It was the demo, and yeah, Vortex just, okay. Why was Vortex going for a musty? Why was Vortex?
Why wouldn't he go for a musty? That's the more important question.
Because I could easily see that bouncing off the top crossbar. But hey, you know what? Goal goes in. All well and good. Good effort by Zen for the demo. 2-goal cushion. 20 seconds left. DBB, they're looking to go up 2-0.
Yeah, still opportunities here, but the chances are incredibly narrow. Pingoo is old, looking down the barrel of that game to defeat. And again here, they have been forced into a position where they will have to reverse sweep if they want to continue in this series. They've made it this far on a good line of play, but this is going to be down to the floor here in a moment. And TVP, they don't care if they're risking 1 goal away.
Yeah, I mean, still going for that save on the line. Does not matter. DBB advanced to match point and are 1 game away from a rematch with the Kamiitics.
Yeah. And these are probably our top 2 teams here, Kamiitics and DBB.
Yes.
That was the matchup that I expected to see in the grand final when I looked at these team rosters. Pingoo's old surprise us just to get this far, and they're still putting up a good fight, but we're not seeing that reflected in the series score. And the way this is going, I don't know if we will.
Yeah, it's going to be a challenge for Pingoo's old, that is for sure. I have seen Coach LBP in the chat right now, and I have to actually kind of wonder, Coach, if you are still watching, how involved are you with the Kamiitics at this stage? Because Kami was still repping that RNG logo. I just kind of curious. Has that been the direction where we're coaching? I don't know.
Early stuff. Pingoo's old has been involved with the first goal of every game, so it's going to get away this time.
It's going to go away as the ball continues to bounce towards the net. Will be collected by DX7. Vortex given so much space. Vortex has the mechanics. He's not really seeing him this game so far. He is the full-time. Okay, well, that's according to Lunar. I want to hear it from LVP. Although Lunar, hey, you know what? If that's your full-time coach, proud of the power to you. But I thought you were a coach.
Maybe he just means he's a full-time coach. No, we're asking specifically about that team.
He is full-time coach. I think that's pretty specific. I don't know. I take that. I take that as what it is. Either way, Vortex still going to play off that backward Fiber. A little bit too far back to find the touch.
It's my occupation.
Oh, you're the coach? Oh, I thought you were. I thought you were.
Oh no, that's you. You were like Civex again. Every first goal, he's got to get it.
Yeah, Civics has to get the first goal. Doesn't matter for which team. It has to be Civics this time through the corner.
Right.
Pingoo is old, puts it in. That's a good start.
Yeah, really good pass in and a fantastic take of that. DX7 showing up means a very, very strong Pingoo is old if DX7 can really get online in his opponent's half.
Speaking of coaches, I think Homie is jealous about the rates that LVP is getting right now.
NDA, can't like it.
Oh, I'm going to be nice. I'm going to be nice, and I'm not going to say what I was thinking. I love you, Homie. I hope you continue to find success. Vortex right now, unable to get that next touch.
Fiber taking this dangerously slow right in front of Pingoo's old's net, and that is dangerous when we see Fiber stepping up with those mechanics again and again here. Doesn't find the goal here as it's saved away.
Okay, why am I catching strays? No, you're not! I held back! And Vortex is going to push it through and tie the game up.
The crossfire is mad here. I'm just lucky I haven't been hit yet.
Oh, we can go there.
Yeah, I'm intentionally not going down the line of talking about me as a coach.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, you're the coach of 1NE. The team's so good that there's no team in RLCS. Fantastic stuff.
I was never that coach.
No, you are now.
Manager.
Hey,
And not
DX7
credited.
gets another goal. 2-1 now. Pingoo is old. Continue to bounce back.
You heard that. Credit me. DX7. Yeah, this is what they do, though. They fire back after an opponent's goal. Now that they've had that respite, they get one goal, and now they're ahead. That kind of swapping, changing of goals here should benefit Pingoo's on if they can keep that up.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're winning the trades. Lots of bump, but not enough power behind the ball. Thought for a brief moment Vortex may have found that. Still, did enough to get DBD on DBD. I dislike that acronym. Either way, we're going to see a play off the backboard, but no shot.
Da baby.
You know what? No. You're making me dislike it more, but that wasn't what I was going for. 2 minutes, 52 seconds remaining.
I'm just trying to curse it more and more for you as we go along. It's fine. Zen, good control here, bumped by Civex. It's what they needed to get this more uncertain.
Oh no.
DX7 away.
Homie's
Vortex
after me.
yours.
No.
Homie's unhappy.
Oh.
Three got the fists out.
I don't want to fight, homie. He beat me up.
Yeah, you guys are like high school, meet me outside after class.
Yeah, and like, actually, I don't know. I've seen homie stream. I remember the face cam.
You don't remember the guns.
I never saw the guns. The guns were hidden, and I have a feeling those guns are huge, and I don't want to mess with that. I'm not, nah. Nah. I ain't going toe-to-toe with homie. That's a bad time for me.
Sad Pingoo has a dribble across his own net for the safety there, but they have to get it out of their half, or they're in big danger here. They will get some control out of this here. Sad Pingoo and put this in center. Fiber takes it past to Xenulos very quick, just off crossbar as well. What a save comes out from the announcer on field, but realistically getting away with murder there.
Oh, that's exciting. That's right. All right, so that's where the 7K is going. Now we figured it out. DX7 could go ahead, dribble that ball up across the field right now. Tries to create the space. Vortex dropping it back into the corner. Big bump. Could open the doorway for Pingoo. Civics tries to stay above it. Can only go so far in the end. Right, so that back and forth.
That's good challenge by Sad Pingoo here. All members of Pingoo is Old are really stepping up this one. There's nobody you could say isn't online now.
Yeah. It is a good time. And again, we have to go back to that last series, right? Pingoo is old, dropped the first 2 games, but just gets stronger and stronger as the series progresses. However, Zen has space, Zen has boost, has a flip, reset, but no! DX on the line somehow gets that car behind it. Next shot, it's a little bit wide.
And Sad Pingoo can get some control out of it. Big touch upfield from Civex. Fiber, does he find Vortexios? Not quite. With 46 seconds remaining, there is a lot on the line here for Pingoo is Old. They're just getting away right this second from being swept. If they can do this, maybe they have a chance of doing what they did in their last series and starting a reverse
Fiber
sweep.
has a pass. Oh,
Bump
it's
as
a
well.
connect to Zen.
Big control by DX7, slowing it down, just trying to waste as much time as possible right now. That's going to go to Civex.
That's good.
The shot's on target.
No!
Oh, what? That might actually be an own goal. We need to see that in replay.
Oh, that's an awkward way to lose it. I think it was as well. Civex was able to push it forward. Fiber just kind of got bumped into it. I think Civex still got it.
I think Civex slipped past there. He was definitely bumped on the play, but Civex, I think, did come through him.
That, though, should be enough for Pingoo is Old to put Game 3 away. again, back against the wall. This team just rises to the challenge, and now we're going to be going to game 4. It looks like, yep, with that clear time, no longer a factor. Double commit, miss. Ball just has to hit the ground. Pingoo is old, extending this series.
Yeah, and that's the start they needed if they want to repeat that performance from last series. However, they're up against an even tougher opponent this time around. It may not be an individual as big, but it's definitely a team as big, and it should be, the fear should be in Pingoo as old still. Here.
So what's interesting to me is the demo stat at the end of this one. 0 demos from DBB, and at this level, even if you're coming in as the favorites, perhaps the team with more experience, I still don't think you can win with 0 demos without any sort of physicality in that regards. Granted, there were attempts for demos, and I did see some bumps come through. Zen and Vortex in particular, when they get sort of behind, when they kind of wind up in that first man roll, they've been a bit more willing to then go for the bump. But it hasn't resulted in too much just yet, so I want to see a bit more physicality from the DBB side. And Pingoo is old. I want to see them keep building on that momentum.
I mean, particularly early in the last season, we just saw play out. We saw that demo come into the meta.
The demo meta was huge.
Strong. And if you're not bringing that in here to just make it usable in your arsenal, you can see that in a 0 score.
But the Direwolves were one of the teams that were the best at utilizing it.
Yeah.
And so I would expect to see demos from Zen in particular in this lineup. Like, Zen is the one who I would expect to be sort of leading that. Didn't really see that last game. Didn't see a win for DBB that last game. So we'll see what happens as we do play this one out. It is going to lead to an eventual clear from Pingoo is old. A lot of space being given to both these teams right now.
Does Civex find the first one again? That's the big question for me.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's not a question for me. My question is, which goal does it go in?
Yeah, exactly. Xenulos, big push forward. Man, you'd think he'd done enough to redeem himself off that for you so far. No.
You gotta win the series.
Yeah,
that's the only way you get redemption. I'm sorry. Yeah, getting a gold's nice. You gotta win the series.
Civex putting the effort in to be there for that again, but getting away. DX7 with control sends it very high. Civex there waiting for that center. DX7 might take it there himself. The play isn't fast enough. Vortexios has a free chance to clear this downfield. Fiber way under that one.
Yeah, just didn't really want to commit for it, but does enough to create some pressure through, I guess, a little bit of that physicality. I love that intercept from Vortex. Unfortunately, Fiber was rotating all the way back, didn't immediately follow it up, and DX had a chance to get the clear, didn't make contact with it. Vortex also lets it get behind, and now Pingoo is old is going to have a chance. Fiber needs to slow it down and does.
He needs control too, and he gets that away. Xenulos going to continue that control as well. Will change hands. Sad Pingoo needs a good 50 and doesn't get it. Dangerous now for Pingoo is old. And it gets away. Free space. It's just covered. That ground is covered so far.
Zen is putting in so much work this game. Hey, there's the bump. There's the physicality as DX bumps Civex out of the way to make the save. But yeah, Zen is doing so much work right now, just going full speed, trying to be in pretty much all the places at once. And I feel like Zen right now is acting as that glue that is really keeping DBB together. One good play, one mistouch by Zen. I can see a goal going that other way. Fiber, though, finally starts to put in work, can't get the boost. And now out of the corner, Zen again has to make the play. There's the miss, but this time Vortex was there to back him up.
And it was a massive juke there on the ball as well. Civex looking to bring this in. He'd be happy not to be the beneficiary of the first goal as long as it does go in the right net this time around. And he's going for that setup a second time, coming across the goals. No shot found.
No shot found yet, because eventually something's going to have to break as we nearly go 3 minutes without a goal. Demo on the line. Vortex just has to park it right on that goal. Makes the save. Turns it into a defensive play. Civex having the back touch. It's trying to force Vortex forward, then gets the touch over the top. Well played, but Fiber was just too quick to truly punish the DBB side.
Xenulos, an important touch there as well, but low on boost. He's going to have to go under it, leaving it for Fiber. Dangerous choice. A free opportunity here, but the power isn't there. Sad Pingoo does get an important one again.
EX7 was looking for the bump, and had they been able to find it, that would have been the goal. Instead, we go the other way as the ball is held up in front of the net. Vortex with a chance. Tried to put it behind the Pingoo, but just didn't get the power required. Now it's going to be another 10 Fiber. Second touch off that backboard spacing. Not tight enough for Zen as they have to go to the corner. Still, though, the setup continues. Eventually, someone's going to break it through. Pingoo is old. They've been playing so much of this game on the back foot.
They're going to continue to if Xenios gets a hold of this. It does get away, but the challenge goes badly. A big dunk there for Xenios to pick it back up.
That's good.
Pass to Fiber,
No!
off the post. We still have a 0-goal scoreline. Vortexios trying to fix that, but it's getting away. Sad Pingoo going for the bump, holds back Xenios just the moment they need to get this upfield. No demo found though, and it will be taken back to that midline again. Xenios underneath. It's set up. Does he find it? Yes. It just outpaces Pingoo's old. They've been on that line for so long.
I'm sorry, was that question rhetorical? Because the second we saw Zen find that touch, we knew it was going through. And for DBB, this could be that dagger. Late lead after a long extended play. That drains the team emotionally. That makes them really have to dig deep. Yes, Pingoo's old has been able to do so in the past, but now they don't have the time of luxury or the luxury of time. All they've got is half a minute to get this equalizer to stay alive.
We've seen them answer back quickly before, but this time they're straight back on that defensive line again. It's important to see that one game out of them to hold off the full sweep, but they need another here to keep the series alive. And that doesn't look like they're going to find it. Fiber sends it forward, 15 seconds on clock. Civex to ground, it's right in front of goal. DX7 gets it away in 10 seconds on clock.
They got one shot. This is going to be it.
Oh,
Gex,
Civex.
that's the pass. It's off the backboard. Zen can only do so much with it. Doesn't get the second touch, but the ball still remains centered. Civex has to corral it. Does find a teammate, but burnt a lot of boost in the process. It's all zeros on Pingoo is old as they drop game number 4. DBB goes to the grand final.
And you know what? Came off Civex not scoring the first goal. If they had had one in that, it would have been the answer they needed. But a single goal game to finish the series. DBB, they proved that they were on top from the beginning here. They were our match pick for a reason. And they come out on top after an absolute banger of a game.
All I got to say right now is around this time, getting close to 8 o'clock, when I'm having, a little LAN get-together down underneath the house in the room called the basement. This is when the pizza rolls would come out, or the sausage rolls since we're in Australia, the mini pies. Mom's been cooking. The tendies are on their way downstairs, and I think DBB, they're getting hungry for that rematch. The problem is they've got a tough matchup in that final. The Kamiitics, they look so good in that upper bracket.
Look, I think Mum's called them for dinner because they're coming upstairs, back up for the grand final, and this is going to be a massive one.
It's going to be a fantastic grand final. You're going to want to stay with us here. We're going to be going to one last break, but when we return, one last series, a best of 7 with the Kamiitics already having that one game advantage. Been a long night, especially when 2 out of 3 of your team happens to be living in New Zealand. Now pushing past 10 o'clock, I am Max, joined by Gex, and while we have a Kiwi team, the Kamiitics, I don't know, it's...
You got it. No, you got it. You nailed it. There we go.
Well, that's not good. I'm supposed to mess
screen.
it up. Either way, they're the team in the final. Right. They're going to be taking on DBB. It's essentially 2 team names that I've just not been allowed to pronounce.
It's okay. You only got it right 1 out of 3 times. I think it still counts. But yeah, no, I mean, we saw it in the upper bracket final. It was a great matchup then. Despite it being a 3-0, you would be surprised how good the games were. I don't think we're going to see that again.
Well, no, we're not, because it's a best of 7, so 4-0, let's go. No.
I don't think we're going to see a sweep again. Let me correct myself.
I don't think we're going to see that one either, especially because of A, how long it's been, B, how late it kind of is, and C, if you were to ask me which of these 2 teams I would favor at the start of the night, I would still be leaning towards DBB, and that's why I kind of feel like DBB is that team to look out for as we take a look through that lower bracket. I mean, Lower bracket was a run. The reverse sweep from Pingoo is old over Eoka Gaming. Super exciting to watch. Almost did it again against DBB as well. But now that they're back in those winning ways, I just don't see this DBB side losing.
And it was a pretty big winning way in that last game as well. DBB really fixed any errors that were happening. They got more aggressive, more proactive with the ball, had a lot of control for themselves.
As we are getting ready to go. And yes, while they had all that control, the thing is they're going to have to work extra hard to do it because, Guru, I see you asking right now, game advantage for the winners bracket. That is how we're determining this one. So the Kamiitics, they've already won 1 game in this best of 7. They just have to win another 3, whereas DBB, they've got to go the distance. They've got to win 4.
So, I mean, as far as on-stream goes, they could still get a 3-0 here, but yeah, I don't really see it happening. I hope it doesn't happen. It would be deeply misrepresentative of how this plays out, right?
I just dislike how right you were right there. I mean, and how wrong.
Fact I pointed out that you don't love?
Well, actually, it's more the fact of how wrong I was. But I'm used to that by now. Look, word has been given to the players to go when ready. They are jumping onto the pitch, as you can see. DBB, they're ready to go. So, too, are the Kamiitics. Kami, Sprat, Lunar versus Fiber, Vortex, Zen. We are underway for our grand final match here at the Open Demolition, brought to you by Intel Gamer Days. And ignore that 0-0. It's 1-0 in favor of Kami.
Yeah, Kami, Sprat, and Luna, all top 4 placements in the last season as well. So recent history. DBB still kind of fighting that fight to make that a reality. And it's coming down. That's an early shot away. And Luna's going to take credit.
Luna going to get that first goal. And look, you could say everyone on Kami's been top 4. You can say the same thing about DBB. They've all made top 4 on various teams as well. Bliss or Direwolves, they've all been there.
Yeah.
So it really does go both ways. I mean, DBB, as well as Kami, have also had teams, players, I should say, go internationally, be on, regional winning squads. These are 2 very highly skilled teams. These are 2 potential future RLCS rosters.
Well, I mean, have been in rosters separately before. If we saw them combine, it wouldn't be surprising by any means. Fiber, big flick there to the backboard as well. Finishes it off. Big, quick response from DBB.
Yeah, that was the response we wanted to see, and it's Fiber still alive after that lower bracket final. I mean, it took Fiber a while to warm up on these stream games, but now that they're back on point, that's going to be a big threat that really wasn't there the first time these 2 teams played.
Got to see them come in even stronger though, because I mean, you got to admit, Kamiitics, they are coming in as the top dog from their earlier series. So DBB need to get that confidence under their belt as quickly as possible. I don't know if 1 goal is enough to do that.
No, but I'm still bouncing off the confidence from the lower bracket. I'm still thinking about how Fiber likes to play, and especially with Zen, it's still just making players miss. Sprat has to make that save on the goal line. There's going to be opportunities for both of these teams as Vortex, getting a little bit dangerous right there. Through the corner we go. Zen clears it back out. Kamiitics are looking super aggressive with their positioning, actually.
Big demo. DBB getting pretty aggressive themselves there, but Kami doesn't quite have the control to finish that one off himself as Fiber comes in. It's going to get away here, but still very dangerous for DBB. Clear found.
Yeah, the ball just really jammed up in the corner right now. DBB unable to unplug it as we see the demo in the goal. Vortex wasn't affected by it, was able to clear it out. In fact, Fiber actually respawns right in a good spot to go for the save, but without the boost, can't quite make it. 2-1 lead for the Kamiitics.
Last series, we pointed out the distinct lack of demo play from DBB, and when it comes out against them, they get scored on here, so they need to bring that in very, very heavily here.
Yeah, and that demo was huge because that was why Fiber didn't have the boost. That's why Fiber couldn't have made that play. So not every demo has to have that immediate effect, as we saw right there. Really well done by the Kamiitics, and they're not done. Lunar going for a musty was a bit too low. Still found a powerful touch at the bottom.
And cut off still. Lunar doing good work upfield to maintain some pressure, but it does get away. Huge clear downfield. Sprat's there to take it. The redirect's good, but it is slow.
Yeah, it was a little bit too slow, unfortunately. However, the follow-up could still come through as we look to center ourselves right now. Fiber has to create the space, goes right over the top of one defender. Looks to make it all the way down to take on the next is Zen. We'll keep it a nice centering pass. Vortex off the backboard. Zen still underneath. Did enough in the 50 to keep the pressure down, but Sprat finally is able to win a bit of a 50-50 challenge.
Oh, Fiber takes it high, gonna drop this one down. It did have to reach ceiling first though, which slows this play a little.
Shot off the backboard, second touch comes through, and nothing found again. It's opportunities left, right, and center for DBB. They're not capitalizing.
Yeah, they're just not able to put this one away, and I have to give credit right now on the Kamiitics side to Lunar. Actually, Lunar has been the one who has probably been the most effective in these challenges, has been the most sort of adaptive in terms of the field of play. That said, Fiber now might be able to make something happen.
Oh,
That dog nearly hits its mark again. Lunar is just on a tear.
Kami just got unlucky. It looked into me, but it's come off the crossbar. Great redirect from Luna. Makes use of his positioning. It's 3-1 from the Kamiitics.
Yeah, Lunar again, and this is when we saw the Lunatics in RLCS find their success. Again, it was off the play of Lunar. It was when Lunar was feeling well, because you never know where Lunar's going to attack from, and I can kind of see the synergy in that regards with Kami, at least, because CJ was also a player who could kind of come at you a lot of times from angles you wouldn't expect. Granted, I don't think Lunar plays quite as far forward as CJ does, and I haven't seen the exact same similar pace, but it is a similar approach to the game, I think, of just catching your opponents off guard with shots when you wouldn't expect them, from angles you wouldn't expect, and that is something that Kami synergizes quite well with. The big question for me is, how does Sprat fit into this team? It has been more of a defensive role, but it's been doing enough work right now. The Kamiitics, they've got a nice 2-goal lead.
I mean, that's the question for them as well, right? That's why you form this roster and play here today, is to work that out. And it is working. Kamiitics coming through with some big results here, and with a minute left here, 3-1 is a big result, especially if they keep pushing it like this.
Exactly, and let's look at the bigger picture right now, because yes, these are two kind of rosters that are newer and kind of trialing themselves out, but you would expect this synergy, at least on paper, to be on the DBB side. Again, Zen the glue. Played with Team Vortex on Team Bliss, played with Fiber on the Direwolves. They had that synergy already established, and you don't see that as much with the Kamiitics side. Yet, this team in blue, they're looking like the more veteran team. They're looking like that more complete team. And those are no slouches that they are currently on pace to now win 4 games in a row against.
Here it comes, a shot blocked away in an absolute miracle of a save. And Fiber with the control to get it back on target here. Can they find anything out of it?
They're not going to find it this time, so we'll be back to the drawing board. And Lunar really likes drawing. Almost drew up another goal. Instead, Kamiitics have to fall back on defense for now. Sprat, very slow dribble, will get punished by Zen. I say very slow comparatively. That was still at a very fast pace, but you're going to have to be even faster, I feel like, in this series.
Some unfortunate positioning there from Kamiitics means they are still under massive threat right now. Bumps on Sprat as well. Nobody there to take it away from them, though, as Kami brings it down forward. And with the time left on clock, there's just nothing left to be done for DBB.
Yeah, and that's going to be a 2-0 advantage right now for the Kamiitics. A great way to start this grand final. They are potentially 2 games away of becoming the champions.
Yeah, 2 to start this here is just huge. I mean, DBB are definitely a threat, but when you start up with that buffer there, it just becomes so much tougher.
Yeah, it is going to be very, very difficult to see if the Kamiitics are going to be, well, able to keep the momentum going. I do believe they should be in that good spot. I do believe that they are going to be keeping right momentum, because that was the most dominant win yet, right? Like, all the games in that winner's bracket final was all, you know, super, super tight. Super, super close. That was a 3-goal differential, and we're starting right where we left off. Kami already finding another.
Yeah, they want that buffer early. Starting with 1. It only builds from here if you've got this kind of momentum. Awesome, awesome kickoff.
That was the exact kickoff we were looking to see for the Kamiitics right now. Maybe Lunar wasn't kidding when he said, hey, we got to go to bed soon, right? I mean, most of our teams in New Zealand, it's
finish it early,
yeah, let's just 3-0 this or 4-0 this, I suppose, whichever way you want to word it. Let's just win and not allow DBB a chance.
Yeah, no, I mean, they're definitely on track to do that, and it is the shortest path, seeing as they started with a 1 lead here, 1 game advantage in this series. Now it's Fiber in behind, and he's going to get control of this. Pinches upfield, and Zenulos nearly reaches that as a path as well. Kami back to the midfield, trying to find anybody, but there's nobody there. DBB finally with some control and pressure. Good control out of Fiber. To the corner, looks for something that's just dropped down low, and they need a little more than this. Kamiitics, they're standing up as they do every single time on that defensive line. DBB only got 1 goal out of the last series, and they need more than that this time around. They're already down by 1. Vortexios in behind it again, looking for it as Fiber takes it over his own goal line. And oh, this is such a tough ask for DBB when Kamiitics are just challenging every single ball.
Yeah, especially with the fact that, I mean, as Kami finds a gap up down the middle. Wow. Step away for a couple seconds, stretch my legs, come back and get to call the sweet open net goal. Oh, it's great being me right now. Gex, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling a little threatened by the 2 sets of 2s on board now. The 2-0 top and bottom of that display up the top there.
Yeah, I mean, you can try and figure out what I was trying to do. Either way, Lunar is going to play in the middle of the field. I know loses out right there. No, good solo effort there, Gex. Give Gex a round of applause because going to break the fourth wall a bit. But we were just talking about how annoying it is to solo cast, and then I just walk off on you.
Yeah, take it for a bit. Have a practice at that.
Yeah, no. That was good, but not as good as the Kamiitics, though. Like, Kamiitics, they just are playing on a mission. Kami, in particular, is going to do it again. The bump!
Big bump!
Oh, it's so clean right now.
It's massive, and a 3-0 lead right now. Full shutout here in Game 2. This is absolutely massive. Kamiitics just don't look like they're giving any quarter to DBB.
Yeah, no, they absolutely have been, and now with that 3-0 lead, it's really, really good for the Kamiitics side. You don't want to start thinking, next game right away, right? You don't want to start getting into that mindset. However, it's hard. When you give up that many goals that quickly, you kind of default to it, and it should have been! And it is. It's okay. It's okay.
Almost added to the clip reel.
Yeah, almost another one. Kami, you don't need to take CJ's role like that.
He's trying to fill the shoes of open net misses, but no, it does come away as a goal, and a 4-0 as well. Means DBB must be feeling this now. It's got to affect your confidence. They came in on a pretty big high after their win in the bottom bracket, but especially that last game, it's just not looking like them again now.
Yeah, it doesn't appear to be the case. It's going to swing and miss through the corner. More pressure. Not clear just yet. Ball still bouncing up that other way. Sprat as well with the swing and a miss. That will open the doorway for Vortex, who has to play it off that backboard, where Lunar will corral it. Tries to get a reset, can only go so far with it. Stolen away briefly by Zen. However, the challenge won out by Lunar as well. Time still tick-tocking away. This is looking so good right now for the Kami side.
Oh, so close by Kami there on the read, but Sprat on the back line's going to have to make it up. I mean, they can't really be too desperate about this. They're up by so much that a goal back into this is a drop in the bucket.
Yeah, exactly. It's just so comfortable right now. But even then, they're still not parking the bus, right? They're still shutting that door. They're still going for, I guess, mussies across midfield. But I feel like that's almost become a meta with whichever team Lunar is on.
But I mean, like, we talk about parking the bus all the time as, like, remaining in your goal box, putting everybody on defense.
I mean, I talk about it as a joke.
Yeah, but, obviously. But it's not something you see out of good teams, obviously.
No.
But realistically, parking the bus on a good team is locking the other team to their half.
I mean, Vortex just got a really nice goal right there. It's a good shot from outside the box, puts it in. But to go back to your point real quickly, it's not a thing that you see, I guess, you said from good teams, that's true. I was going to say, how much of, like, the EU bubble scene do you watch? Because I feel like, I know we're down by 2 goals, but if we park the bus, maybe we'll magic 3 goals in our favor, or more likely, we won't go down 3-0.
Yeah. Look, it's not 4-0 now, so 4-1. Look, it's
I think DBB better park that bus if they want to be like EU.
So it's going to be a pretty big bus at this point.
Have you seen those London double-deckers?
Okay, that's fair, yeah.
Fiber, trying to play it through the corner. Going to throw it down. Oh, no one there.
I didn't even see Sprat under that. He came out of nowhere to 50 that into the ceiling, and Kami receives it, looking for another one here. It's away. There's just not enough time on clock for DBB to make a difference here, other than to their confidence, and that is low right now. They have to pick up on that. That last goal made a difference, but they've got to get more. Yeah,
they are going to try for it as we go across the middle of the field. Vortex wanted the double. Defense on that back wall, though, will shut it down before it goes too far. Half a minute to go. Kamiitics, another game 1 with a 3-goal advantage should the scoreline stay the same. That makes it, what? It would be 7-1. That makes it a very large lead for the Kamiitics going into what
Getting
could
away
be
from
match
that
point.
Getting away from that one quick. We've had that discussion recently.
This is how you can tell that I just speak on the fly without thinking, right? If you want any
If you
proof-
bring up the Brazil, it's, yeah. I had to say it.
Yeah, that's fair.
There we go. Kamiitics coming up big, and it's 1 game away.
It's a good thing you can't win 0-0.
What?
Okay, because then the 7-1 series score line would be
Yes,
how it
yeah,
ends. So
yeah,
you can't win
yeah.
0-0 no matter what. We're not going to get a series Brazil score line.
Okay, well, yeah. We're confident on that one. It would be a very long series if we could get a
And if you
7-1.
needed even more proof that my mouth goes faster than my brain, you say things like, did you know that you have to score goals in order to win a game, Gex? That's fantastic.
Welcome to Rocket League.
Welcome to what could be our final match.
Beginner's Guide.
Uh,
No, this is actually... There's a good likelihood this could be our last match with the way
Yes.
Kamiitics have been playing. They are really, really going hard right now.
yeah, so
As
is
our camera does too.
yeah, our overlay kind of bouncing around. Hopefully we'll be able to get into it shortly.
There are cars moving. I promise
there
you
is
that.
game happening.
Here we go.
As we do jump into it finally. You know what? We got there. And we didn't lose out on a goal. In fact, now I think we should see our first goal as we watch Fiber try to keep it straight but pushes it too far wide.
Good start from DBB here to keep their heads and be pushing into the Kamiitics half. If we're going off last match, they were the last team to score. They have some momentum on their hands. If they can convert that into some passion in this match and proactivity, you might see more out of them. Looking for it right now too.
Yeah, as we see through that side vortex, trying to keep it center, trying to keep it straight. Has to wind up rotating back again, and the Kamiitics have been so good on those defensive touches, and I know that's the thing that I like to harp on about, but that's been, I think, one of the key differences in this series. The Kamiitics, they're on defense for such a short time each and every time on that back foot of the ball. They're so good at just flipping the map. However, Vortex is able to get the pass, and that's the 1-0 lead.
You can't even park the bus on the halfway mark to keep DBB there if they're on your score line and making the shots.
Fiber was so sneaky. Sneaky Fiber getting underneath to get that goal. Really well done. DBB, for the first time in this series, in fact, in any series against the Kamiitics, they have a lead.
Talking on the fly here again. I just mentioned parking the bus on 0-0.
Yeah, I'm just ignoring it. Like, look, there's other things happening
Oh!
right now.
You really are.
Fiber.
It's opportunities, but this is tough. When you see it taken away, that can damage their confidence again.
It could be, but now they have another chance. This time it's Sprat with the speed, able to find the pass. And does this count as a caster curse? I was talking about how great that defense is playing from Kami and how they're quickly flipping the map. Since then, it's only been
DBB.
DBB. Fiber with the dribble makes it 2-0.
Fiber, we talked about his ability to mech just earlier in the previous series. Here he goes again. Awesome stuff to finish that one off. And not only are they in a lead, they're in a lead with a buffer now.
I think Fiber's just pointing back out, you know, to our New Zealand friends. Hey, it's a Saturday night.
It's getting late.
You don't have work tomorrow. You got to stay up. You got to play us because we want to take this one the distance. And with the 2-0 lead, game number 4 looking very good to the DBB side.
I love when gamers complain that it's 10 o'clock at night. This is like, you're still 2 hours off saying one more game, quote unquote.
So, I've noticed that as well, but I feel like it's only Rocket League players I've heard complain about that. Because I know League of Legends players, the New Zealand...
Oh my
Vortex!
goodness! A third one as well? They're on a runaway tear right now.
Vortex doesn't like League of Legends players. They like scoring double touch as soon as that game gets brought up. Great play, great goal. All I'm going to say is players in other esports games from New Zealand, they always would ask for the latest time slots.
Yeah. That's when I'm awake, man. That's
Yeah. But not Rocket League. Rocket League. Hey, Rocket League players value sleep, and sleep is very, very important for a healthy mindset.
Oh, Xenios, big pass, 4! Vortexios got bumped upfield, recovered perfectly, and hammers it home.
I want to watch this again. Yeah, Lunar just drives straight into Vortex, and Vortex is like, thanks. I didn't know if I was going to make it otherwise, but with that extra speed boost, they do. 4-0 lead.
Yeah, brilliant defensive work, Max. It is a curse. It's an absolute caster curse here. Kamiitics, they're going to be calling it one as well. But look, they've got games to spare.
They do. They do. And this is going to be an easy one to write off, right?
Yeah.
Like, because when you're giving up such a large lead, you're giving up so many advantages. Kind of similar to that last game, actually, from DBB. You just kind of got to write it off, think, okay, let's go next. The thing that's been interesting about this series now, especially if DBB does continue to hold on and win like we expect they do, there hasn't been really any tight games. Every single game so far in the series has actually been fairly one-sided, which is so different from our winner's bracket final right now. I'm kind of curious, is that first goal the important one? Is that first goal what determines who wins the game?
Fiber under that as well. Nearly made the play through yet again. It would have been the 5th time. Lunar off the backboard. And it's Vortexios to make the second challenge on that. Look, the big difference here to me is where the defense is taking place. Because Kamiitics had all the room in the world when they were defending from midfield. And now when they're on the goal line, they don't know what to do.
Yeah, and that's a little bit surprising because in the past, Kamiitics, in the winner's bracket final, it was that far back defense where the Kamiitics found the success. That wasn't the case, and it's just a case of, I guess, unnecessary adaptation. And you know the saying, the last hurdle is the toughest, and sometimes you might fall back to where you think it's your comfort zone. Well, this time, playing further back, that's what works in the grand final, and this time, well, they find the goal here.
Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't take 4 goals for that adjustment, but they do find it.
Well, it also should take, you know, a
full open field.
Yeah, DBB had 3 players forward, so.
But I mean, they were under threat for a long time there. Every other time they've been under that amount of threat, DBB scored this match. So, Kamiitics, they did need to get that goal line defense back online. I think they might have it now.
Interesting spacing beacon right now with both these
Oh,
teams.
Luna.
I think this one, though, is over, and unless the crazy happens, the crazy would have to happen right now, and it's happening in the opposite direction. DBB is getting really crazy with it. That could be a counterattack. Fiber is able to make the save, and with that, with time as it stands, DBB is going to take one back.
TBD in this series. So, yeah, Xenulos has done some massive work on this. Look at Vortexios' stats, though. That is some absolutely epic stuff from Vortexios. 5 seconds, we'll get to see them brought up on your screen as well, but it's a guaranteed thing for DBB, and that is only 1 into here, and when they started 1 down as well, it's tough.
The 8 shots is the stat that's getting me right there from Vortex. Like, that is actually massive, and that's something that's been lacking all night long. Like, not just in the last series. Like, Vortex has been one of the most quiet players, and I find it interesting that, as Civics kind of pointed out before, actually, in the chat, there was that undefendable goal that got scored that was absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And then since then, it's like Vortex, and I took that personally. And all of a sudden, it's been on an absolute tear. So as we get ready to go into game number 5, still tournament point for the Kamiitics. However, DBB might have that momentum back.
We've already seen 1 reverse sweep tonight. It's a best of 7 now, makes it harder, but doesn't by any means mean that it's impossible. Kami in that corner as well, looking for control. Sprat will find it forward. Early goals are what we expect after the previous games from Kamiitics. Of course, DBB just took the show to the blue side of the field last time, though.
Yeah, that they did, and they're going to be looking to take it back now. As we do see some play coming through from Zen. Actually loses out on the 50. Lunar puts some pressure down. Doesn't find the goal. Sprat with the follow-up. Looks for that double, and it's denied on the line.
Luna, though, finds an angle that seems nearly impossible. Drops it down behind him, and that is goal for the ages.
A big 1-0 lead, and 1 step closer for redemption. Look, I didn't want to bring it up because it could be a sore spot. However, for the Renegades, last year, they came up short in that grand final. Kami, this is a chance to bring it back, and you can have all the RLCS successes in the world, but until you win an open demolition, Kami, you ain't nothing. And now, with 4 minutes left, you have a chance to take it all in.
Luna, big challenge, but it's gone to Fiber. It's a big commit forward from DBB, though. They need to get this under wraps. Does get away from Vortexios. And this is important control, looking for that second touch. Goes out a corner, and possession might be lost here in a moment.
Yeah, it's not quite coming through just yet. It's trying to chase it underneath Sprat. Actually kind of bumps their way into the play. Kami a bit further back, gets beaten out. Fiber underneath, didn't get the touch needed.
And that kind of awkward play is exactly what DBB needs to upset that goal line defense. Again, Sprat, big challenge on that line in the midfield. Luna is going to make it happen again, but they still have to get this under wraps. Kami finding that center. It's away from him.
Away from him this time, but still plenty of time to possibly bring it back. Lunar, though, is going to lead the charge. Sprat tried to follow it up.
Double commit.
With that's good. Yeah, it's Kami, though. When your third member's Kami, you're not supposed to double commit, but you can feel more confident in doing so.
Well, they've scrambled back to defense and will push this out. Kami following it up, misses that as Zenulos takes back that control in the midfield. And control's been the word because it has been so much more of it from both sides this game.
Yeah, it has been the case. I mean, a lot more measured this time around. A lot of space being given, but that's because I think these teams haven't wanted to take unnecessary risks. That said, DBB, they're the first one to kind of cross that midfield line. Fiber shot, it's high. Follow-up not there.
If he'd gotten that spike down, it would have been a catalyst for some massive confidence.
That would have been the goal. That would have been the equalizer. I mean, Fiber's going to get another chance. However, Lunar will get the backward read.
It's important how they get that equalizer as well. If they just get a free goal across field, it doesn't really generate that much.
I think they'll take it at this stage. 2 minutes
absolutely.
left.
You do every time, but they need something.
Nah, return it. Return the goal. Not good enough. We want a better one. Match point doesn't matter.
Here it comes again. Fiber out of the corner. Trying to find Zenulos, doesn't really get much contact on that ball.
Yeah, a little bit awkward. DBB, they're going to start putting that pressure down. And we've seen this a few times in this series where DBB will just get so aggressive, play that forward third, but the defense from the Kamiitics holds on until Lunar gets a great read and dunk.
And it might be crucial for them to get that buffer as well. Sprat's going to drop it down. And nearly the redirect. Might have been away past Kami if they'd found it, but it's back on their goal line again. DBB forming an attack off of their defense, and that's it. Zenulos reads it all the way across field.
Good touch through the corner right there. Fiber over to Zen, who's able to get that right on back to themselves. You thought it would come from Fiber, right? You see the set and you think, surely it's Fiber down the middle. Nah. Zen stays on the play. Tie ball game, minute and a half to go.
I mean, even then you think the defense is going to read it first if it's going to get red.
Well,
just get away from them, and awesome play. If the defense can't read that, it's a tough one.
Reading's not Lunar's strong suit. Either way, shot's going to go in. Fiber makes it 2-1, and DBB retakes the lead.
Vortexios has just sent this away to Fiber, and he says, I know the number. It's 13006550506.
Oh,
the reading writing hotline.
Yeah, true. DBB, though, they've taken that lead back. They have a chance to take us to a Game 6 right now. And considering how the Kamiitics were looking like they were on a warpath, it's now up to them to respond and maybe get this game to an overtime situation. Maybe bring it back. But this final minute, it's going to be so difficult. Fiber with the clear across the middle of the field.
Vortexios tried to read that himself, but it went straight to Sprat's. Unfortunate positioning might end up well off for Kamiitics, but they need more than this. They're down now, and a big comeback from DBB might get them another game here. There's not a lot of time on the clock.
Lunar, though, can make something happen here. It has been so strong mechanically. Did enough to get it off the backboard. Sprat, though, was a little too far forward, which is awkward because they were also the third member. 30 seconds to go. They probably want 30 minutes. They definitely want one goal. Last chance to make it happen. Can they break this defensive line?
And Kami trying to get back into the physical plays that really livened this match up earlier. It's off the crossbar. Chance. Luna puts it back. It's control, but it's only 10 seconds of that. Sprat, he'll find another one. Huge read right in front of net, but nobody to follow it up above. Luna needs to make this work right now. It's on target, but the Fiber is there for the save. It's going to find ground here, and that is another game away for DBB. They are back in this.
Yeah, we got ourselves a proper grand final series now. DBB, they only have to take 2 more to pull off a reverse sweep. Which would be massive. It's still such a tough ask. And again, the Kamiitics, they controlled that game, I would say, for 4 of the 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But that 1 minute that they didn't control, DBB found enough goals to win the game.
Look, I'd be happy with one more game. Send us to game 7. That is all I ask, DBB. I'm happy to see the result from there on out, but I want to see that game 7. They are on the doorstep of sending us there.
Yeah, I think we could very easily see that one as well if DBB can keep this momentum going. The thing for me, though, which I still am nervous about that DBB side, I still don't think we've seen that game with all 3 of them playing on the same page. It still seems to me you'll have 2 players looking strong. You'll have, like, 1 player looking strong, but we haven't seen the trio come together, which we have seen from the Kamiitics, maybe not in a couple games, but the Kamiitics still look like the advanced team.
Big
Lunar. Big save, and there's the clear out from the back. Oh, it's going to be tight.
Very crucial, and right now, momentum means just about everything to this match. You've seen it swing. You've seen how important it is already to DBB getting control of that. And now that confidence is driving them to the goal line of Kamiitics. Back again to the midfield, though. Fiber doesn't quite... Oh, he did get the reset. I thought he missed the back wheels on that. But it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter this time around, as we do eventually see that ball cleared across the line. Look, all I'm saying is last year's Open Demolition did go 7 games in the grand final as well, Gex. That one also went the distance, and it'd be a shame if this one doesn't as well. So, see what happens. I mean, it would be a shame, kind of. I think Vortex agrees, and that is a strike and a half.
That's what you want to see. And it's a quick, short passing play to make it work as well. You've got to have reaction speed right at the tip of your fingers. He does.
Got that goal. Here we go. Not a lot of time left in this. I'd say that with over half the game. 4 minutes is just in definition, not a lot of time. There's not a lot of time the second you kick off in Rocket League. Let's put it that way. Lunar's safe, halfway in their own net. That said, Vortex not giving up, passing it down, and that's going to be saved on the line. The next shot won't be. 2-0 lead for DBB.
Most games in esports are what, like half-hour matches. Look over at Rocket League and we see 5 minutes of playtime. Anything is low, but it cuts down dramatically when you have a buffer, and now DBB do.
Want to know something terrible? Actually, you probably already know about this. Tractor Rush in Farm Simulator. Do you know what that is?
I have heard that there is an esport for...
Yeah, Farm Simulator Esports. Yeah. Do you know what Tractor Rushing is?
No.
There's a way that you can win a farming simulator match in about 10 seconds if you just steal all the tractors so the other team can't get it. The game just auto-ends and you win. Shot midfield goal! Sprat makes it a 1-2 score.
He doesn't quite have all the tractors yet, though. They're still behind by 1, and great passing play from Kami, though. It's not quite as quick and close as the last one we saw in that style, but they make it work.
Actually, I think it's the Harvester specifically. It's the Harvester Rush. That's how you get it done, because there's only like a limited amount of Harvester.
That's a cruel way to win a game.
Oh, yeah, no. When XP holds Farm Simulator events, that strategy is actually not allowed. And I think they have even actually taken it out of the game.
There's a good reason for that.
I think they took it out of the game as well. But we're going to see a shot from Lunar. Ball still in a dangerous spot, and Fiber, he couldn't do anything.
What do I say about this? What are we
What can Fiber do? What can Fiber do?
No, it's not Fiber. I mean, Xenulos's panic, though. You can see him like, it's on me. Help.
We got a tie ball game. It was 2-0 DBB. We were all geared up, ready to go game 7.
It's such an important goal to go down in such an odd fashion.
Tie ball game. There we go. 3:10 to go. Zen looking for redemption. Can't get it past Lunar.
He's back across field as well. At that corner, another important one coming up. If Fiber can get it downfield, it's Sprat. High challenge on this. We talked about this already, how high the level of play is here when you're seeing challenges at the ceiling.
No, it has been absolutely insane, and it's been again and again, so sort of that elevation. But it makes sense. Fiber is known for these elevated shots. However, Kamiitics, they seem prepared for it.
This could go either way. This is a coin flip of a match, and we are at half time. The coin is spinning on the table.
Good, keep it spinning. We have to figure out if we're in a dream or not, and hopefully it will land favoring one of these sides. Fiber tries to pass it across that center, but no one's there.
This is referencing my favorite film. You just keep getting better, man.
I've actually never seen that movie.
Well, you just, come on, you can't do that and then choke in my face. Quit!
Oh, Vortex!
Vortex has convinced me I'll stay around.
Good.
To the end of this.
That was actually a fantastic goal right there from Vortex. Midfield cuts it off, recognizing Sprat in an awkward position in that goal.
Yeah.
Bangs it on through, and it's now a 3-2 lead.
I didn't really expect him to choose close post there either on that.
Yep.
Very, very good decision on it. As we come through with another kickoff again. Luna underneath, looking for one here. It's just such a crucial game. Still could be over at the end of this.
Vortex!
Kamiitics come up
Post!
on top. Shots like that could prevent it, but it's not in.
Yeah, that's going to be a little bit awkward. Zen still staying on the play, gets a nice bump onto Lunar. And eventually we will cross that field up. Another cross up from Zen. A goal here could secure game 7. Instead, the defense continues to hold Fiber. Actually bumped on the play by Sprat. There's the centering touch. Vortex was already rotating back.
That same movement for the center also got a bump on the next guy through to the ball. A double commit.
What?
The only reason. No.
It's not
okay,
in.
Sprat's
it's not
there.
in. It's
All
not
right.
in.
Oh, that could have been Kami in a bit of a lucky position there. A shot straight at him. Luna is absolutely read away there as well. Didn't really have a lot of momentum with that ball, and now it's back to the midfield. Just crossing field dramatically quickly.
Yeah, it is a fast-paced back-and-forth series. Vortex trying to throw it up the field. Ball will get caught by Zen. Throws it back over to Kami. Tries to stay underneath. Challenge. It's going to be one out at the moment by the DBB side as they try to bring it back once more. Sprat. Again, trying to find someone across the middle. Kami gets demoed. Shot.
Not on.
Post. And it will be cleared out.
I keep saying the word dramatic, but there's nothing that isn't in this match. It's been absolutely nail-biting stuff, and Luna bring that away upfield is not going to work well for their favor as Fiber gets in on that, couldn't find the second, would have found the goal.
30 seconds remaining. One last chance for the Kamiitics to try and at least get in overtime, but the ball goes the other way. Zen with an opportunity to punish, keeps it on the attacking side. Fiber sticks it for themselves. With 2 defenders there, though, the read is made. 14 seconds remaining. DBB, they want that game 7.
Where's the bump plays again? Demo found there, but it's not for DBB. They are holding on to a 1-goal lead. It's getting away here from Kamiitics. They have one chance. It's on 0 seconds. Held high. A shot forward. Just denied into the ground.
Yeah, I was a little bit too slow on that counter-attacking play. And we go to a Game 7 as a result. And not just any Game 7, a chance for that reverse sweep. It was 3-0 in favor of the Kamiitics. And now DBB has a chance to run that gauntlet through the lower bracket, put it away, and Gex. Before this grand final matchup, the final matchup does kick off. Brief history lesson. 2 years ago, when we first had one of these events, it was ground 0 with their new lineup of Amphis, Torsos, and Express that wound up winning this event. We saw the successes they went on to have in RLCS. Last year, it was the Donkey Squad, a team that later became Kaka's Minions, that went on to have great RLCS and Commonwealth Games success. This is no slouch of a tournament. The teams that win this find success at that next level, and it's going to be one of these 2 teams here today.
It's super important for them as well, both having hit that top 4 area, but Vortexios is pushing for more. Vortexios wants to be the next big thing. Fiber put that down for him so well.
Vortex is due to be that next big thing, to be quite honest. I mean, again, has been on so many great top 8 teams, but has never really been on that sort of regional threatening, international threatening type team yet. Maybe this could be the one off this kickoff. Vortex will get that bump. We'll look to try to chase underneath. Does center the ball play. Zen wanted to go for it, but Sprat was a bit too high and a bit too fast.
Yeah, we are 4 minutes, 17 seconds away at this rate from crowning the most terrifying team name I have ever seen as the winner of this event.
Oh, I can't wait to see that in RLCS.
Oh, no.
Representing OCE at the next major.
Here it comes again. Xenulos with that control. He's so terrifying when he gets it that high.
All I'm saying is, like, Australia kind of is the basement of the Earth, planet Earth. That's all I'm saying.
We don't actually exist. We're just the warehouse that they make the pigeons that the government spies on us with. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Lunar to Sprat. This actually could be dangerous. Zen pressure from behind does enough to allow Fiber to win that challenge out. Kamiitics. Still plenty of time, though, to bounce in this one. They still just need to get that momentum back, and it's Lunar who we have to watch out for, right? It's Lunar who's been putting the team on the back in these high-pressure situations. How can the Kamiitics get Lunar that space?
Big pinches like that is a good start. Sprat follows it up. Vortexios is going to leave big bangs downfield. For Xenios, leaves it completely. Huge fake. Going to be the goal.
That is beautifully done. Big brain plays coming from DBB right here. Zen fakes it out, and unfortunately for the Kamiitics, they bought that fake. Hook, line, and sinker. 2-0 lead. DBB, ever since this game got to match point, they have been on a tear, 3 minutes away from a reverse sweep in our grand final.
It's a little comfortability, but it's not over yet. A third would make them very good here as Kami takes the chance away this time around.
I mean, through that corner we go. DBB continuing just to put the pressure down, continuing to pelter that backboard, to force the Kamiitics to use their boost in their back quarter. Eventually, the gap is found. Eventually, the Kamiitics create some space for themselves. But look at the boost differential at any given moment. DBB's resource management has been phenomenal this Game 7.
Even on their own defensive half, they seem to just be able to maintain that absolutely perfectly. And it's leaving very little opportunities for Kamiitics as they come forward now, trying to create one more of these. We have half the game gone and still nothing to show for Kamiitics.
Yeah, nothing to show just yet. We will see that clear back across the midfield line as Lunar looks to chase it down. Eventually, Kami will try to find the center. Didn't quite get the spike they needed.
They're trying everything to provide different methods of control here, and nothing is surprising DBB. They are on everything.
Yeah, DBB is just all over the pitch, and this is that synergy we were hoping to see from them. This is the DBB we were wanting to see come together, and this is what I expected to see at the start of the afternoon. They just took a little while to warm up and get there. The thing that I'm trying to figure out right now is this, do we refer to them as the future of the Direwolves or the future of Team Bliss at this stage?
Dire Bliss, that's the one. As Xenios comes around, it's Sprat, put it up past him. Oh my goodness! Kami, you are disgusting putting that away. Top corner at that speed from that pass. Ridiculous play.
And I don't think the Kamiitics are done yet. Sprat has one job on this team, and that is clear that ball away.
That's insane.
Huge bang from Kami. That gives life to the team that's down. That gives rejuvenation to the team that's not quite out. Can the Kamiitics find another? They've only got about 80 seconds to do it.
A foul way to come back into this, but that's got to give you some big confidence when you can take it like that.
I think they're going to hunt. That said, Zen still going to lead the charge back up the other way. That could have been the nail. Instead, it's defense from behind. Luna with the dunk. Sprat has a bit of boost. Is it enough to challenge it?
Luna!
Underneath, but Luna makes it happen!
3 touches. It took a monumental effort, but Luna, the quality of the goals that are being forced out of Kamiitics by DBB's defense are just bringing us to another level of gameplay.
I mean, Lunar faked out 2 players on that play. One of them happened to be Sprat, but that's A-okay because they got the goal. Tie ball game, 1 minute remaining. Grand final deciding match right now. Next goal probably takes home the entire Demolition.
It ended up on his nose. It was almost a fake away by Sprat in that situation.
Fiber.
Intentional or
Fiber!
Too much defense left on the line there to be a free one away for DBB. I don't think there's anything free coming away out of the next 40 seconds.
Oh, it's going to be a tight one. We can tell already. And again, have to play a little bit of historian. Once again, we did see a Game 7 when the Renegades played the Donkey Squad. It wasn't this close. It was a one-sided Game 7. We are now tied with 20 seconds left. Next goal wins this one out, regulation or overtime, and it's DBB on the hunt.
Huge read from Luna in the corner again means that they can push forward that hunt. They are looking like bloodhounds, but there isn't much time. We have overtime in 5 seconds. Unless this play counts. It's nearly there. Sprat, last
They've
chance.
got a third man, Kami!
There's nobody in front of the goal. Kami, he takes it on 0.
And add the Kamiitics to the list. Add redemption to the list. Kami denied in Game 7 just 1 year ago. Gets it done with a new lineup. It is Kami, Sprat, and Lunar, the champions of your open Demolition.
Grand final from a series that meant so much to these guys, and it ends on a buzzer beater like you haven't seen in a while.
Exactly. And, like, again, we can talk reverse sweep all we like and how the Kamiitics, they got put themselves in that situation. They were still down 2-0 in that final matchup. It looked like DBB was just going to cruise their way right on through, the easiest reverse sweep you've ever seen. But it was all a trap. It was all bait. Wait till literally the last second of regulation to bring it back. Well done, the Kamiitics. Tournament well deserved.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about Kami in particular on RLCS for a while now as one of these big top players coming out of the high end of the competition. Luna's on the rise. Everybody here has said they have not done with their run yet.
Sprat on the rise. Sprat back. Big Sprat.
Big Sprat.
Big
not
Sprat.
Little Sprat.
Not Little Sprat. Big Sprat. I am excited to see what that's happened. Anyways, we have our big top 4 right there in the prizes they've each won. Super Lucky, Cyrax, Zuko, Eoka Gaming. They're going to go ahead and get that for third place. The Pingoo is old with Civics, Josh, and Pingoo. Josh, of course, being DX7. Second place to Zen, Fiber, and Vortex. It's a bit of a bitter second, you'd have to think. But winning this one out, Lunar, Kami, Sprat, job well done. I mean, fantastic stuff. Again, thank you to Intel Gamer Days for just allowing us to host this competition amidst everything as well. Obviously, there's so many different competitions that's been happening for the Intel Gamer Days to promote, their big sale that they're having, that festival of deals, as they have been calling it. So if you haven't had a chance yet, do go check that out. But for the Kamiitics, hey, they just got, a nice little prize pool right there. I think they can go hit up that festival now.
I mean, look, if you're Intel, if you're providing a prize pool for this tournament, you could not have asked for a better display. That is a very well fought for prize pool by everyone, really. And huge plays down the list.
I'm excited to see more from that lineup, actually, because I was questioning. I wasn't sure how that Kamiitics lineup would look. I have trust in Kami. Like, I've had trust in Kami since, 2018. Lunar, every time I see them play, I'm getting more and more trust in them. They're growing on me. Sprat, on the rise as well. I think Sprat stalks with this victory right here. And when you look at the history of teams that have won this event, they have gone on to some pretty great success. So I'm excited to see what's to come.
Hey, you had a lot of faith in DBB coming through here. I mean, second place is not bad. The way they got there was definitely not bad. That was hell they went through. Kamiitics put them through it, and an absolutely massive result either way.
And that's not to take anything away from the teams that finished second in this event, because that includes, it includes Kami in that Renegades lineup that, may have been the best performing team from OCE last season. Not to mention another team known as Cringe Society. Strong players have come through really from the top 2. So the fact that this did go the distance, the fact that we did get to see all 7 games, it truly has been an amazing event. So one last time, a big thank you to everyone who signed up. A big thank you to production who, we finished a lot later than what we thought we were going to. So a big thank you to them.
They put the work in.
They put that work in. And Gex, thank you as well for joining me. But on behalf of ourselves here at XP Esports, it's been another great year. Do make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to all those XP socials, because it's not just Rocket League. There's Rainbow Six Siege. There's more Rocket League, the high school seed. Valorant gets played here as well. So a lot of fun esports events. Do come check it out. And, there's also some big Rocket League in the future, not necessarily just in XP, but all over OCE. The season is going to be fast approaching. Get your lineups together. Go get out there, and I'll catch you out there next time as well.
Hi, my name's Sacriel and I've joined the Intel Gaming Alliance. As a kid, I actually weirdly wanted to be a video game programmer. My household was the only household in my school that had 2 modern, back then, gaming PCs, and we connected the 2 PCs with a serial COM port connection and used to play Warcraft 2 and Duke Nukem 3D multiplayer, and that genuinely sparked my interest that then led to the career I have now. My biggest champion really isn't one person, it's my community. They've been with me for coming up on 10 years. And without them, they're the giants whose shoulders I stand on. So my community, the 42nd. If I could stream with anyone alive or dead, I don't know, I'd like to play Age of Empires with Sun Tzu. What's the best piece of advice I've ever been given? Learn to fail. The only failure in failing is stopping. If you take the lessons from that failure and make yourself better and better and better, that's how you get to the top. Probably cliche, but my wife inspires me. I think I work hard and she works 10 times harder than I do and puts up with me. Where do I see myself in the next 5 years? Half still on Twitch, half being a game dev watching other people stream my game. Joining the Intel Gaming Alliance is a big deal for me. Ever since my first computer I built 20-something years ago, I've been using Intel CPUs. They've always been a great name in gaming, so to get to work even closer with them is just a dream come true.